Triton Nation, welcome to your home broadcast. The Iowa Central Tritons are taking on the Iowa Western Reivers today. We got two powerful blue teams for the women's side to begin the contest today on this fine Saturday in Hodges Fieldhouse. Following the girls, we'll have the boys also play against Iowa Western. We love to see this rivalry in football, in wrestling, and of course in basketball, among many other sports. It all culminates here for a huge rivalry today in Hodges Fieldhouse. I'm Hank Ambrose. I'll be with you throughout the whole doubleheader, all throughout the rest of today. Let's go ahead and get straight into those starting lineups as they are being announced on the field right now. The starting five for Iowa Western: number 2, Alicia Jones; number 3, Hannah Berg; number 4, Michaela Huffine; number 5, Callie Rose West; and then number 14, Elia Hurd. And over on the Iowa Central Triton side, number 10, Aaliyah Palmer; number 12, Caitlin Tendall; number 30, Emily Tice; number 32, Elise Ball; and number 42, Tessa Grooms. Tritons heading in the matchup tonight, 8-9 with an overall record, 2-5 in conference play. For the Reivers, they are 13-2 overall and 5-1 in conference play. They are at the top of the league in the NJCAA. Here's the opening tip-off. Tessa Grooms taking on Elia Hurd going up, and the Tritons come down with the ball. Iowa Central in the all-white uniforms tonight with the baby blue sides. And Iowa Western, they're actually showing more of an all-black look. Usually we see them more with a dark royal blue, kind of like Kansas City royal blue, like we see their sideline. But no, they're wearing the all-black uniforms today. We see a steal straight from the gun. Michaela Huffine brings it back up court. Stuck along the wing. Here come the Iowa Western Reivers. If you don't know, for the girls, at the NJCAA level, we play by quarters, 10 minutes a quarter, 9 minutes and 25 seconds remain in quarter number 1. One thing to look out for this Iowa Western unit is they shoot the three ball very, very well. Gotta look out for that. Triton's a team that, as a team, averaging 25% from the three-point line. That's something that may need to be improved upon today to keep it tight here in Hodges Fieldhouse. There's the first score put up by the number 5, Callie Rose West. Back to the Tritons we go. They're on offense, moving right to left, right on your video monitor. Tried an outlook pass down low, but faked it. Here's the move inside with Emily Tice. Tice up and in for the first two-point basket for IC3 today. Tied up at 2. 8 minutes, 50 seconds remain. Here come the Tritons. 1-4 look. Caitlin Tendall guarding tightly, making her way against the number 4, Michaela Huffine. Huffine rolls to her right, calls over for a screen. Nice off-ball movement. Got the pass over there. Step back. And it looks like they're going to call for a travel. They will. That travel called on Hannah Berg. I really like Hannah Berg's thinking there. She did a great job as she worked around inside the paint with her off-ball movement, got to the top of the key, moved back out to the left shoulder bone, but then found herself picking up the ball for too long. That was resulting in a travel. Here come the Tritons now with 8:15 remaining in the first quarter. Nice ball movement. They find a way over towards Tessa Grooms with an easy two-point basket, assisted in that time by Elise Ball. 4-2, Tritons have their first lead in this one. Here comes Iowa Western, yet to pass it inside. All their passes have been along the perimeter, as you notice. There's their first inside. A jab step and a throw up, no good. Rebound, here comes Aaliyah Palmer, the hometown kid out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, right where Iowa Central Community College is located. Here's a three ball now from Caitlin Tendall, no good along the wing. Poor pass, but still found its way over to Hannah Berg. Hannah Berg kicks to the corner. 4-3, it's up, but it's off. Offensive rebound now, and the putback is up and in. A score for number 5, Callie Rose West. I'm going to give the assist to Alicia Jones, as well as the offensive rebound. We're tied at 4 in Hodges Fieldhouse, as we are now officially 2 minutes, 45 seconds into this ball game. A missed three-pointer going to lead to a 3 in transition. Shot up, no good. Hannah Berg, 0 for 2 from the three-point line now. She's a dominant three-point shooter in the nation. So that's something that the Tritons have gotten away with so far, especially with 2 open three-point shots. Now, I get that last one was in transition, but great stuff picking her up over on that wing. 4-4, we're in the first quarter. 7 minutes remain. Work outside to go over to the scorer's booth. Nice play made down there. One of the assistants helped out. Tritons with the ball, tied up at 4. Here comes a pass in. Emily Tice passes in on Leah Palmer. Palmer's really quick and really long arms, finds her way around the defender, moves all the way to the rack and gets a foul call. She'll be going to the line for the first time tonight to shoot 2. Tied at 4, here comes Leah Palmer. Leah Palmer was a part of a fantastic basketball team in Fort Dodge here just a season ago. She's now a freshman for the Iowa Central Tritons. As 3 out of the 4 senior starters on the team from last season went on to play collegiate sports. Aaliyah Palmer playing NJCAA basketball, and she has 2 other teammates playing softball for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Tori Bennett and Jalen Adams. Palmer makes her first, and there's her second. Tritons take the lead back 6-4. And now they're going to show a full court press. They have 3 over on the near side. Steal from Caitlin Tendall. Tendall with a 2-on-2 fast break throws up a floater, and they call for a foul. Is it before the shot, though? Tritons are giving claps to Tendall like it's a shooting foul. Yeah, I think it was before. It was. It's okay. I love the ambition out there on the floor. 6-4 is the score. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remain in quarter number 1. Here's Tice with the ball, rolling along the wing, finding Tendall. Top of the key, makes a dance. Over to Palmer now. Here's Tessa Grooms lining up along the perimeter. Nice work from the Tritons. They've been really light on their feet with the off-ball movement. But unfortunately there, a travel that's picked up by Aaliyah Palmer. Tritons keep their lead but turn the ball over. Here come the Reivers. Tritons sticking to a man-on-man this defensive look as they work around. Changing direction. Iowa Western going to be doing that a lot. A lot of poking the bear inside and kicking out, just like they did right there. In the corner for 3, getting the lead right back. 3-point specialist Hannah Berg making the shot in the corner. She's now 1 for 3 from long range. 7-6, Reivers have it back. We've seen 4 different lead changes already, and we're just 5 minutes into the contest. Oh, rolling elbows all the way to the right. Nice shot of Lee's ball. To the line she'll go, and that's an and-one play for the Iowa Central Tritons. You know, that was really impressive, of course, the and-one play. But the result of her getting that shot off was really impressive, and to make it is otherworldly because she was leaning all the way back, had to throw it from about her chin, and banked it off the backboard. Beautiful stuff from Elise Ball. She gives the Tritons a 2-point lead, 9-7. We have 5 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. The move inside, trying to cut along the interior with their left. Got one Triton to bob and weave, but a missed shot inside. Hannah Berg has been off today. Cold to start for her field goals. She is 1 for 5 now shooting for field goals. And the throw over picked off. New face down low. That's Jemiah Winter with the interception lurking across the center part of the field. 9-7 as the ball goes out of bounds. It's going back to the Iowa Central Triton side. Tendall now is going to move for Leah Palmer. Here's a defensive switch. They have 4 crowding the middle. As some coaches like to call that a cat's tail, where they have a box just hovering over the logo of the half court, and then they just have one defender over on the other end of the floor. Back to offense for the Reivers. They try another 3, another missed 3, I should say. In transition, up and off the backboard, it's good. There's Emily Tice. 11-7 the score with 4:35 remaining. Tritons with a big lead at home early on here. The shot up for 3, it's good. Jemiah Winter so far has been on fire since she's came off the bench. 11-10 is the score. Tritons with a 1-point lead. Here's Palmer blowing past 2 defenders. To the corner she goes. Unfortunately, Lee's ball, she was stuck in that corner. Palmer finds her way to the other corner. Air ball, but offensive rebound. Up and in, underhook. Behind the back shot from Tessa Grooms. Tritons go back up 3 with exactly 4 minutes to play in quarter number 1. 13-10, if you just joined us, I'm Hank Ambrose with you for the rest of the way through this doubleheader today. Nice throw over. What a perfect pass all the way down to Emily Tice. She leads the Tritons with 6 points now. And Iowa Western is sick of it. They're going to burn their first time out. 15-10 to score. We'll take a break with them. We'll be right back after this on Triton Nation. Welcome back to the broadcast on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. Tritons with a 5-point lead, the largest of today. We've seen 6 lead changes already. It's 15-10. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remain in the first quarter. If you saw on your screen a moment ago, Iowa Western is getting chewed on the sideline. So far, this could be a great upset in the making, but I do not want to get ahead of myself here. But obviously, that's how Iowa Western's coaching staff feels as of right now. They have the ball. Tritons show a full court press when they start up at the half center of the half-court line. Around the brim, they will work it to the left now, the weak side of the plane. Nothing there. They're going to have to take a pick and roll. Picked off. That time it's Tessa Grooms with an interception. 15-10, Tritons work back on their territory. Here's the first sub of the day for the Tritons. Emma Sherrick checks in. She checks in for the number 32, Elise Ball. Here's Palmer, who'll take the screen from Sherrick, holding on to the ball, playing conservative. 10 seconds on the shot clock. A 3-point try is good. Caitlin Tendall picks up the assist, and Elise Ball sinks the 3-pointer, leading the Tritons by 9 points. Holy moly. 18-10. Tritons are putting it on cruise control on Dennis Pilcher Court. Here come the Reivers now, working their way on offense from left to right on your video screen, drawing the foul. That's going to be their first free throw look in the game today, and that's actually just the second foul called against the Tritons as an overall team. A team foul update. Tritons have 3 team fouls in their favor, 2 working against them. To the line, the Reivers go with Alicia Jones. Jones first is off the hard iron, but she will have one more. I got to say, what I also love to see in the environment today, all the cheerleaders are here, the dance team, the band is here. They're loud, they're proud, and they're actually on both sides. You can see half of them right there. But once we flip back over to the Tritons on offense, you'll see another sea of blue Tritons. There's Jones. She makes her second free throw, going 1 for 2 at the line. 18-11's the score. Here come the Tritons. To the corner they go. Pump fake and hit the baseline. And a foul. Tessa Grooms will pick it up. Here comes the inbound pass. And here's another sub I just noticed. This time it's on the Iowa Western side. Isabel Waschlager has been put on the task of guarding against Tessa Grooms, who is the primary interior offensive playmaker and interior defensive playmaker. There's a nice block from Isabel Waschlager as she just checked in the ball game. 18-11. Nice tip. Tyndall tries to go on it. Let's see the call. It's going back to the Tritons. Beautiful. Last touch by Waschlager. Looked like the Reivers tried to use Waschlager early on, but did not work in their favor. Got that block to go, but no offensive scoring. 18-11. Tritons up by 7. We're in the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in quarter number 1 in Hodges Fieldhouse. Some new Triton faces on the floor for the first time today. Brianna Haben. Here's a step back 3. Holy smokes. Caitlin Tyndall fires from her hip and sinks it from 30 feet out. 21-11. Tritons up double digits in quarter number 1 against them Reivers. Palmer guards tightly, loses the ball. Palmer gets right back to her ankles, and she's going to have to just flip to the other side of the floor. The move inside. Floater with her left hand. That's going to be up and in. The 24 makes it Courtney Fields. 21-13 is the score. Here comes Christensen now as they get it back over to Palmer. Palmer with the right, moving inside, stops, blocked, but it finds its way back to Haben. Haben misses off the backboard. 1 minute and 5 seconds to play here. Tritons got to get back quickly on defense. Here they go. They stop the, and a travel. Waschlager picked up for travel. That's the 3rd travel called on against Iowa Western today. That is tough. 21-13, 58 seconds remaining. Here's Tyndall with the ball. The other 4 on the floor for the Tritons. I have Maggie Godfrey out there with Tessa Grooms, Emma Sherrick, and Elise Ball. Emily Tice for that 5th. And the missed shot from Godfrey going back to the Reivers. They're pushing. They're looking up. Keeping it for herself. And stuffed at the other end of the floor. Great work from Tessa Grooms. Not just the anticipation, but the speed to get back there. That's crucial. Great stuff from her. Here's a shot. Rolls around and finds a way to fall. There's Emily Tice. Once again, she has 11 for the Tritons. 23-13. 12 seconds remain on the game clock. Nothing on the shot clock. We are in the first quarter here. Trying to work that perimeter still. That has not been the answer early on for these Reivers. 1 second, got to get a shot up, and they're not gonna. Your score after 1, 23-13, and it's electric in Hodges Fieldhouse. We'll have the start of the second quarter coming up next. You make sure to stick around on your home of Triton Sports right here on Triton Nation. Basketball fans, welcome back to your big ICAC rivalry. The Iowa Central Tritons are home today, taking on the Iowa Western Reivers. We got a doubleheader. The girls are first and the boys are to follow. But if you're here right now, you're going to make sure you want to stick around. The Tritons with an early 23-13 lead after the first quarter. Once again, heading into the game today, the Triton girls 8-9 overall, 2-5 conference record. For the Reivers, they're 13-2 overall heading into the game today, 5-1 in the conference. And a missed shot to begin for the Reivers, and it's going back to IC3. There you go. As they try to drive inside. The majority of their shots have been three-pointers along the perimeters for the Reivers, and they have just made 2 of them. For the Tritons, leading from the first quarter, it's Emily Tice. That's the number 30 right there. She has 11. And now the spin around roll. Tice gets it up and in. And now Tice has just as many points personally as the Reivers do as a whole team. 25-13. And the kick to the corner looks like it was tipped. But it's going back to the Tritons, man. I guess it was last touched. I believe it was last touched by the 14, Elia Hurd. As it looked like that's who it was trying to go to. 25-13 in the first quarter. We're just 1 minute down here. Here's Tyndall. Nice handoff. Took it along the shoulder. Now spin move inside from Ball. Tyndall with a 3. Off the front end of the rim. Offensive rebound. Ball cuts inside towards the baseline and throws it up. As they call for an out of bounds, saying Ball's foot touched out of bounds. It's going back to the Reivers. The 5 on the floor for the Iowa Central Tritons. Aaliyah Palmer is out there with Maggie Godfrey, Emily Tice, Caitlin Tyndall, and Tessa Grooms. 25-13, backed up near that sideline. Nice ball movement. Really, there's been great ball movement all day for Iowa Western. I've only accounted for 2 steals that the Tritons picked up from that first quarter, and 1 steal that the Reivers picked up from the first quarter. So the ball movement has been excellent so far today. It's just the Reivers, I don't know if they've just been forcing shots cold early or what's been going on. Here's a 3-point try, off again. That time from their 3-point specialist missing. Hannah Berg is now 1 for 5 at 3-point range. An early 3 in transition missed from Tice, but the ball is loose, battling all along the floor. 3-on-4 fast break. And they're just going to wait till all 5 return to the side. They do that. Oh, pickpocket. Oh, but Palmer just can't get all hands on the ball. Love the attempt there. Got her when she wasn't looking. 25-13. 8 minutes remain in the first half. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Steal. Oh, hang on. Heading for out of bounds. Goes back. Got to shoot it. And they don't. They don't shoot it. Shot clock violation. It's going back to the Tritons. 25-13. Now that was great calling from the official there. Maybe I'm a little biased rooting for the Tritons here at home, but you know, it has to be a full possession steal for them to reset the shot clock. Since it wasn't, since the ball was still contested and loose on the floor, that's why they didn't reset the shot clock, and that's why the Reivers only had about 2 seconds to shoot it once they got it back from the Tritons. Here's a nice jump stop from about 10 feet out, right near the baseline, sunk in there from Tessa Grooms. 27-13, Tritons with a big lead at home in Hodges Fieldhouse. Iowa Central located in Fort Dodge. If you're out and about, I suggest you come out and root on these Tritons. Steal, end-to-end, Aaliyah Palmer finishes off the glass. Steal, scoop, and score for AP. 29-13, Tritons with a 16-point lead here. That's going to change now. A nice 2-pointer for Davis, I heard. Back to the action we go. Iowa Western still sticking to that zone defense. Let's see if they can find a way to stop these Tritons on offense. Tritons have been smoldering them. They find Grooms, who stands, foot on the 3-point line, missed. It's going to go back to the Reivers now, 29-15. Hannah Berg tries to go down low, pump fake, up. Oh, but just sunk it right between that rim and backboard. It's no good, and it's going back to the Tritons. 6 minutes, 12 seconds remain. Here's Palmer now with it along the wing. Has an open girl. Finds her. It was a little late. Oh, man. Tritons juggle the ball. Get it to the top of the key. Missed. Uh-oh. Tice is finding herself in a situation now where I've noticed she's tried it in the last 2 3-pointers and has missed them both. Trying to check the hot hand. A heat check. Here's the move outside following the miss from the Reivers. Uh-oh. Tice is jammed. Needs some help. Here's Palmer. Pump fake outside. Tyndall for 3 on the collarbone. Just missed. And it looks like a foul on the rebound against the Tritons. It's going back to the Reivers. Something else I'd like to bring up if you do not know. The fouls do reset by quarter, unlike at the high school level in Iowa, where they reset at halves. These set by quarter. So now, taking a look at team fouls, the Reivers have committed none, and the Tritons have committed 2. 29-15. We got a stoppage in the action here. Looks like some sort of a bloody shin, it looks like. A bump or a bruise. It's Caitlin Tyndall who's getting checked out on the sideline. Coach Dickerson going over there to help her out. Looks like it might be just below the knee. And Tyndall will be right back into the contest. I'd like to shout out the officials today. They've done a great job, as they have all season long. 29-15, 5:25 remains in the first half. Towards the head of the base, they'll lob it down low. It's the call here. Looks like a reach-in foul. And they will give her the shot. It's against Palmer, her first. That's the 3rd team foul now of the quarter. Here's Didi Naduke at the line now. First one up and in. She'll have one more at the line. 29-16. Second is good. 29-17. Tritons now are starting to get a little cold. Let the Reivers go on a 4-0 run, but it has spanned in a long amount of time. Tritons with Godfrey, find it down low. And it goes out of bounds. Tried to get the pass into Haben. It looks like it was a little high, but, you know, she had to throw it high. She was double-teamed at each of her elbows. And that's a turnover. Self-inflicted, going back to the Reivers. 29-17, Tritons lead it. Along the wing now. Keeping with their perimeter passing. Nothing on the ground. Bullet pass, and out of bounds. Last touched by Walschlager. And there's another media timeout. So we'll take it with them. 29-17. We'll be right back after this on Triton Nation. Iowa Central fans, Iowa Western fans, we are back to the action here in Hodges Fieldhouse for the ICCAC rivalry game. Got a good one this Saturday evening. 29-17, Tritons lead it as the underdog at home on The floor for the Tritons, Aaliyah Palmer, Maggie Godfrey, Emma Sherrick, Caitlin Tyndall, and Brianna Haben. And the 5 on the floor for the Iowa Western Reivers, Courtney Fields, Elia Hurd, Didi Naduke, Jemiah Winter, and rounding out with Erica Richardson. And now 2 subs, Tessa Grooms and Emily Tice will check in. As Palmer goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws after the shooting foul, she'll make her first. You know, one thing that I think is pretty interesting to note here is we just have 4.5 minutes remaining in this first half here, and no team has used a timeout. The 2 timeouts we have taken have been media timeouts. So this game is going by quickly, and the Reivers have been drowning. 31-17, here go the Reivers. They try to move it inside, and a steal. Poked free from Emma Sherrick. Got her fingertip in there. Tritons work around the brim now. And now they'll switch fields, looking for Palmer. Everything off the floor. 3-point shot up and in. Palmer with an assist. And a 3-point shot from Tice. That's her second of the game. And a steal. Here comes Palmer. Her second goes up and draws the foul. Love to see it. The second and 1 of the day for the Iowa Central Tritons. It's Aaliyah Palmer with another steal, scoop, and score. Here she is shooting just 1 now. 100% at the line today. Just out. Took a roll. 36-17, 3:45 remains on the clock. Here's a pickpocket. Oh, man. Looked like Sherrick was heading her way for another pickpocket steal. She's going to stick her hand over the eyes. Looks like it was Newman over there. It was, who went up and made the basket and drew the foul. So now Didi will go to the line. She's also 100%, as Aaliyah Palmer was a moment ago. Didi's first is good. First and only, making it 36-20 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Palmer bringing the ball up court. Has a lot of options, but she's going to have to hand off just behind her. The move to her left, Caitlin Tyndall. Palmer helps her up, following the double team. Here's Sherrick now inside. Went up but didn't make the basket. Nice defense there from the 14, Elia Hurd. Kick to the corner, 4-3 in transition. And defensive rebound, that time it's Aaliyah Palmer crashing the floor. Love to see guards getting in there. 36-20. Towards Dennis Belcher, the move inside. Tyndall rolls, goes up and in. Finishes with her left. 38-20, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remain. You know, Tyndall, I've seen her shoot the ball with the right, but I've seen her make so many layups and floaters with her left. She's convinced me she's ambidextrous. Must be. 38-20, 2.5 remain. There's a flow inside. Nothing there. Got to poke it back out for 3. Top of key. Nothing. Another missed 3-pointer. It looks like last touch by the Tritons. It is. Looked like it was either Tice or Palmer the last to touch it. Here comes some more subs on the floor. Each team subbing in and out 2. The new 5 on the floor goes follow. Maggie Godfrey is out there with Brianna Haben, Emily Tice. Aaliyah Palmer is also on the floor. Missing one, too. There she is, Elise Ball. 38-20, 2 minutes, 10 seconds remain. Tritons doing a good job at poking the ball free this last defensive possession, as they've got it to poke free and out of bounds twice now. Here's the reset and a pass in. The pass in will be coming in from the 21, Richardson. Top of the key, rolling left, keeping it for herself, underhook. Drew the foul, and they will give her free throws. This time it's Jones going to the line. (38-20). Jones going to go to the line to shoot 2, as the Reivers are now going to be a foul away from being in the bonus. With 5 on their side, the Tritons have just 2 going for them. There's just 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter. You'd question how important those free throws could be late into the first half. Here's Jones' second up. Sunk it. 38-22. Looked like some confusion on the floor for the Tritons. It has to do with the substitutions. It looks like they got it figured out now. Full court press, manned up. Hip by hip, shoulder by shoulder. Tritons are going to have to look for a new outlet. They work and they cross. Move past the 8-second, and the move inside off the glass is good. Caitlin Tendall finishes with her left again. Tendall now has 7 points, a steal, and an assist. 40-22. Tritons with a huge lead at home. Towards the logo, work around. To the wing. The move inside. Well, let's see the call here. Looks like a reach. Yep, and that's going to lead to more free throws. Alayla Hurd will go to the line. It's their star forward, their big man in the starting lineup. They do have some rotational big men as well, which is so key. So fantastic for the Reivers. Makes the first over 1 for 1. She'll shoot 1 more. There's a second up and in. 40-24, minute and a half remain. So Tritons move forward. They'll find over to Sherrick. Sherrick, picked off inside. Going back to the 24, Courtney Fields. And she takes it all for herself. 40-26 now is a score. Loose ball, jump on it, steal again. That time it was Berg with a steal. Try to move inside. Tritons got a hand on the ball, just couldn't get the finish. At the rim, stuffed by the rim, too short. On the inside, 40-26. There's just 50 seconds to play in the second quarter. 30 seconds separate the game and shot clock. Palmer rolls to her right, following a screen from Godfrey, but hands off to the corner for 3. Tessa Grooms with a splash. 43-26, back up to 17. Triton's largest lead has been by 18 here. This is to improve their largest lead. Nothing on the shot clock. Tritons move inside. Just couldn't finish. Try to do it with her right that time. Tendall backtracks. Here we go. 43-26. Inside and out. 5 seconds on the game clock in the second quarter. Tritons D up, step back 3, open, no good, and that's going to close the first half. What a score, 43-26. We're heading into the halftime report. We'll have stats, scores, and more coming up about halfway through, probably in about 10 minutes here. I'm Hank Ambrose with Triton Athletics right here on your home of Iowa Central Sports, Triton Nation. Basketball fans, welcome back to the broadcast. We got the halftime report, stats, scores, and more. This one's going to be a quick one. I want to run through the stats really quickly. Beginning with Iowa Western, Alicia Jones finished with 3 points and assist and offensive rebound. Hannah Berg finished with 3 points, a steal. Michaela Huffine finished with a steal. Kaylee Rose West finished with 4 points. Diddy Nadake finished with 4 points. Elia Hurd finished with 2. Isabel Walschlanger finished with a block. Courtney Felds finished with 4 points and a steal. Jemiah Winter finished with a steal and 3 points. And now for the Iowa Central Tritons, Aaliyah Palmer, she finished with 6 points, 2 steals, 8 points, 2 steals, and an assist. Caitlin Tendall finished with 9 points, a steal, and an assist. Emily Tice led the way, finishing with 17 points. Elise Ball finished with 3 points and assist. Emma Sherrick finished with a steal, and Tessa Grooms finished with 8 points, 2 steals, and an offensive rebound. Back to the action we go. We just began the third quarter. Hank Ambrose with you in this one. Rusty McNeil also joins me for the broadcast. Rusty, welcome aboard.
Well, thanks, Hank. It's a pleasure to be along with you and alongside you, and yeah, it's a great game.
It is a great game so far we've seen. We just are a minute into it so far. 42-26 is the score. Tritons with a 16-point lead. They're big underdogs heading into the game today. Tritons with an 8-9 overall record heading into the game. The Reivers 13-2 for conference. The Tritons had 2-5, and for the conference with the Reivers 5-1. So how about that? Just a lot of great work we've seen so far on the floor.
And the girls have been doing a really good job at rebounding and getting inside the paint and getting those defensive rebounds.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, we got to talk with Coach Dickerson a little bit before the half, and there wasn't a single timeout called on either personal side besides the 2 media timeouts, which are required, one per quarter. And I asked her, man, that first half blew by quick, didn't it? She said, actually, I think it could have gone by really quicker because I know it seems like she's been a little stressed about this game today just because it's such a big game, because this is the #1 team in the conference taking on your team at home, and with a huge lead early on, she must be ecstatic. 42-26 once again is the lead. 2 minutes into the quarter, there's the first score put up and in by Palmer.
And that was one of the things I know Coach talked with the girls about playing loose and playing and having some fun today. And you could really tell that they're doing that.
Back to the action we go. Tritons out on defense with their 5 on the floor with Aaliyah Palmer, Tessa Grooms, Elise Ball, Emily Tice, and Caitlin Tendall. We've already have seen some subs from Iowa Western. Here's another thing to note that I find is interesting from that first half there. Only 4 players, Rusty, 4 players made a field goal for Iowa Western. Comparing that to the 10 total players they played all of the first half, that's low numbers.
And they are taking some high percentage shots, but they're just not falling for them.
Mm-hmm. I think the girl that has had the most off games so far in this one, Hannah Berg, who is their 3-point specialist. She's 1 for 6 at the 3-point line today. But here we go to the line. 7 minutes, 35 seconds remain in the third quarter. Shooting at the line is the number 4, Michaela Huffine. Huffine makes her first basket. That's also her first of the day. Bringing the score 44-27. Her second is up and in, rattled around a bit, but hey, as long as it falls, that's all she cares for. 44-28, Tritons with a lead and a full court press, boxing out. Nice steal that time, sent in from Courtney Felds on the other end.
And that seems to be the answer that Iowa Western wants to go with to try and cover this gap.
There's Berg now. That's her first 3 of the second half, and she makes it at the top of the key. And there's the first personal timeout called on for one side of the day, called on for Coach Dickerson. 44-31 is the score, up 13. The largest lead we've seen so far has been by 19. That began early on in this second half. We'll be right back with more Triton basketball after this on Triton Nation. Back to the action we go. If you're a fan of ICAC sports, then this is a great one for you today on this fine Saturday evening in Fort Dodge, Iowa, located on Iowa Central Community College campus in Hodges Fieldhouse. We got a great one so far. The score 44-31. Tritons up by 13 and over and back. Oh no. Tough call. That one really close. But what they called there is it has to be the full ball and possession crossing backcourt with both feet. And they're going to call that on Caitlin Tendall. You know, she had to take that back-sided handoff. She did just that, but didn't work following through. Here's the drive straight away. Athletic finish, but didn't get the bucket on the board. 44-31. If you just joined us for the second half, Hank Ambrose with you. Along my side, Rusty McNeil. To the action we go. Tritons lining up all 5 along the exterior now. Something new I've noticed. Usually rocking with at least 2 on the inside. Maybe a new designed play. Crossover, got her falling down. Tendall goes up, doesn't get the finish. Offensive rebound, ball still battled around. Finds its way back to Iowa Western. The Reivers with a 2-on-2 fast break. Finish with her left, and one rolling around. What a play by the number 4, Michaela Huffine. (44-33) now. Huffine, who had no points in the first half, leads the Reivers in this third quarter with a total of 4, possibly 5 if she gets the finish for the and one play.
And this is our 3rd or 4th and one play here of the game so far.
Goes up. That one missed. Yep, I have 3rd overall for the Reivers. Tritons have attempted 2 and one plays, both of them with Aaliyah Palmer. 44-33, here comes the pass in from Palmer, as Tice will cut inside, about 5 away. Picked up her dribble, that's no good. Now, if you're the Tritons on offense, gotta cross within 8 seconds, gotta cross, and they don't. Turnover, oh no. Tritons are starting to shoot themselves in the foot. It's going back to the Reivers.
And the Reivers with this full court press have really kind of put the Tritons back on their heels.
They have, haven't they? And so far what we've seen from the Reivers, really impressive play. And Coach Dickerson going to call for her second time. Oh, no, actually, I just heard the announcement. Actually, it is a media timeout, so that's required 1 by quarter. Keeping it right here, 44-33. I've loved what I've seen so far today for the Iowa Central Tritons. The band's out playing super loud. The cheerleaders have taken the floor, dancing on each end. I cannot say enough how impressed I am by the extracurricular students with the band and the cheerleaders, and they must be playing a factor today, Rusty.
Yeah, and these kids are having a great time out here, man. And what a great game to have. Our cheer squad here. It really adds to the atmosphere.
Certainly does.
Coach Mitch and they just do a great job with these students.
They do. You know, and I really love the content they put out there at as many games as they can be. And there's a lot of games to cover here.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
You know, as being the head honcho for the streams here with Iowa Central.
Yes, we do. We do cover quite a few games a year.
44-33. Back to the action coming out of Coach Dickerson's timeout. Tritons keep their double-digit lead. 5 minutes, 50 seconds remain in the third quarter. Here's a lob pass inside now, letting their girls work. Berg moves in. Nice call over.
Big steal.
That was a great steal from Palmer. And what really set that up was Elise ball came over to double team against the 14 Herd. Tritons now on offense, tried moving in. Oh, and they're not going to get it to go their way for the Reivers. They thought so, but not so fast. Kaylee Rose West disappointed after that one. She gets called for the foul. 44-33. One thing also to note about Iowa Western is they've not committed a whole lot of fouls. In the first quarter, they committed 2. In the second quarter, they committed 1. And so far,
big three-pointer right there.
Big 3, that's exactly right. But like I was saying, so far throughout this quarter, they've just committed 1. It's that last 3-point bucket splashed in from Aaliyah Palmer. She's got 13 now, second on the team. Palmer now going to let Tendall work, bring it up court. 47-33 with 5:05 on the clock. Here's a pump fake and a move inside. Try to roll it from near the free throw line, but no good. Going back to the Reivers. If you don't know the Reivers, they're wearing their all-black uniforms today. Must be a new colorway for them. I've yet to see this pair. Now the Tritons, they're sticking with their all-white colorway with the Triton blue on the side. Here's a shake and roll. Stopped at the free throw line. Probably could have taken that shot, but she held on, trying to play conservative. Oh, and a deep three. Unless her foot was on the line. Oh, that was close. I don't know. We've been overturned before. It is a three. 47-36 is the official call on the floor. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remain, and a steal now for the 2-4 from the other end of the floor. And a reach-in foul. That time it's going to be against Tice. Here's Courtney Felds coming alive in this one. She now has back-to-back steals and a three-pointer to bring it 47-36. Tritons still with their lead. 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this one for the third quarter. And here's a mass sub. 5 on the floor now for the Tritons. Maggie Godfrey, Brianna Haben, Emma Sherrick, Aaliyah Palmer, and Caitlin Tyndall. Lob pass along the exterior. Shimmy shake and a roll to the corner. And they didn't even use a pump fake, just a move straight inside and off the shin, and she's going to want that one back.
Little mishandle kind of gives that ball back to Iowa Central. Of course, here comes that full court press again.
Oh, yeah. The Tritons are just going to have to adapt to that. It's something that Iowa Western didn't play all throughout the first half, but did starting in the second quarter. And it's starting to get to the Tritons' nerves, it seems like. More turnovers and more fouls they've committed. There's a foul against Iowa Western. A reach-in foul after Palmer was driving inside with her left. 47-36, 3:55 remains. Here's the pass in from Sherrick. Haben now along the wing, finding Palmer. Great ball movement, but can't connect the pass. Steal. And on the other end, off the glass, no good. And those are shots you just got to finish, especially as a top team in the conference. It's going back to the Tritons in transition for a three, and they're going to pay for it all. Caitlin Tyndall in the corner. Fantastic stuff. 50-36, a shot flies now, and another missed three-pointer from their specialist. Hannah Berg now shooting 2 for 7 on the day. Here's Tyndall. Oh, Shamgod. And back to the wing. Finding inside along the paint. Sherrick roll, no good. It'll stay 50-36. Oh, and I didn't even realize, last touch by the Tritons there, turnover. Thought the ball was batted out of bounds. Over on the Reivers side. Here comes Iowa Western getting it back. Tritons, now they're going to go back to their original defensive plan with these Reivers bringing up on the floor, showing the cattail. Just the one-on-one coverage in the beginning, and then man-on-man the rest of the way through from the box. 3 minutes remain in the third quarter. 50-36. There's a fake read inside, and now following through with the right. Looks like it's going to end up in a foul. Still waiting for the call. Brianna Haben gets called for the foul. That's her first. That's the 5th team foul now against the Tritons. One more, and these Reivers going to be in the bonus. Now, once again, that's just for the rest of the quarter, unlike high school basketball where it goes by first half and second half. The first one is sunk. And Courtney Felds. She's got one more. Fields misses her second. They're rolled around the rim. Nice anticipation there from Palmer, waiting for the ball to sling to her. 50-37, Tritons looking for a roll. They get it, the dish. Out to the left. Picked up the dribble now. Back looking left. Near the logo, calling for a play. Tritons just going to have to throw up a shot. Oh, my goodness.
That was big.
Wow. Tyndall from long range. And Coach Dickerson and the rest of the sideline is ecstatic. That was a dagger. That was fantastic. 53-37. Tritons take their lead right back up to 16. So far, it's Aaliyah Palmer and Caitlin Tendall, the two players of the second half. And throughout that first half, it was Emily Tice. So we got a three-headed monster working against these Reivers. Euro step, finish in the rack. There's Diddy Naguke, who has 6 now for the Reivers. 53-39. 2 minutes. 2 minutes remain in the third quarter. Here's a hesitation. Move to the left. Tendall with the score. She's got the last 5 for the Tritons. And the shot up off the hard iron, missed. Tessa Grooms tried to bring it back. Hang on now. They call for a jump ball. It should stay with the Reivers here, and it will, looks like.
Tritons up by 16 again, and they were in the, I think it was the end of the second, or well, in the middle of the second. They were up by 19 at one point, so they're regaining that big lead again.
They are, and that's good because it about got back into single digits for a moment there. At the line, shooting 2, Jemiah Winter. Here's her first, missed. And that last foul put the Reivers in the double bonus, or the single bonus, excuse me. Both missed free throws. Godfrey will bring it up court now. Here's Tendall calling the play on offense. Keeps it with her left. Step back 3, just kind of a side shuffle, no good. Offensive rebound, here you go. Sherrick moves inside, up. Oh, nearly. And a foul straight away called against Caitlin Tendall. She tried a pickpocket steal right as that defensive rebound occurred. And now they're going to have to send Isabel Walschlager to the line. Her first is up and off. The Reivers have missed their last 3 free throws, Rusty.
And they've been struggling a little bit at that line, and I don't know if it's the frustration of being down or what it is. But, yeah, Iowa Central's doing a good job of getting those rebounds off of those as well.
Second chance points. And there you go once again. Bringing 3 to 4. Oh, steal. 2-on-1 fast break. Godfrey stands alone. And it's enough, but an offensive rebound goes up and a foul. Ah, man. Hey, great heads-up play from Godfrey there. Backtracking on the other end of the floor.
And you wonder if she would have dished that off, that shot would have been a little easier up and in, but decided to take it up to the hoop herself.
Once again, Courtney Fields goes to the line. Makes her first. She'll have one more. (55-40). There's the next one up and missed. My goodness, another miss. 55-40, Tritons get the ball back. Oh, what a dribble move. Godfrey bounces inside, picks up an assist with a Lee's ball, finishing right at the rim. That's textbook stuff. And the first sub in for the day, Olivia Harms checks in for the Tritons, wearing that number 4 right there.
Another missed three-pointer by the Reivers.
Try to finish really early there. There's just 30 seconds remaining now in this third quarter. Nothing on the shot clock. Here come the Reivers. They could keep the pedal on, or they could just hold on for the last shot, not letting the Tritons have another opportunity at the end of the quarter. Let's see what they do here. So far, they're telling us, let's hang on to it. But who knows? 8 seconds now. Bring it to 5 in the corner. The step in. Just a short jump shot, no good. And it bounces out of bounds, going back to the Tritons with 1.6 seconds remaining. Oh, and look at this. Miscommunication, no full court press, and some more frustration over on the coach's sideline. That's going to close the quarter. With the score, 57-40. We got one more to play for the girls. That's coming up next. Make sure you stick around on your home of Triton Athletics right here on Triton Nation. Basketball fans, welcome back to the broadcast, especially if you're a fan of ICCAC sports. A huge showdown today down in Hodges Fieldhouse. Not just one, but two. A doubleheader today between the Iowa Central Tritons and the Iowa Western Reivers. I'm Hank Ambrose with Triton Sports today. By my side, Rusty McNeil joins us for the broadcast.
This has been a fun broadcast to be a part of here, Hank. This is a match that we didn't see coming.
No. I'd say few saw coming, if any. I mean, what a game it's been so far. Reivers start with the ball, but throw it out of bounds, trying to go for a lob pass. You know, sports betting in Iowa is legal now, and I think there's going to be a handful of people not happy after this girls' game. And, you know, the girls' team is solid, but you're talking about the #1 team in the conference, in a very solid ICAC conference for these Iowa Western Reivers.
Well, and Coach Dickerson said, like I said in the beginning there, she wants these girls to come out and have fun, play loose. And look what that's done for them.
Yeah.
You know.
Courtney Felds gets the finish. She's been the player for the Reivers in this second half that has really came alive. A spark plug, you could call her. And now the feed inside. Emma Sherrick is stopped. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. And what I just realized, since we just began the fourth quarter, we're just 37 seconds into the fourth quarter. Now that's 2 team fouls against the Reivers, very uncharacteristic of them. As so far throughout this game, there's only been a total of, I've counted just 5 team fouls.
Well, and the one thing you've watched is a lot of the reach in and the full court press stuff. I think they're a bit frustrated themselves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 58-42, this to make 59, and it's good with Emma Sherrick at the line. She is now the 6th Triton today to get on the board with a point. 9 minutes, 15 seconds remain in the fourth quarter here. Around the brim, still working on their perimeter passing. The feed inside, floater is off. Off, misses the rim and hits the backboard. Tyndall brings down the rebound and keeps it for herself. Palmer sets a loose screen, and it's going to head back over, staying with Tyndall to the left side of the court. Here's Tessa Grooms now working inside. Finishing with her left, no. But an offensive rebound, Sherrick goes up. Misses that too. Triton still battling for the ball, going back to the Reivers. Here we go. Looking up, looking up. Here comes the finish with her right. Up and off the backboard for 2, Michaela Huffine. 59-44. Oh, and a blown basket inside. Triton's going to be wanting that one back. And it's even a turnover going back to the Reivers.
That was a big opportunity for her right there.
Yeah. And Tessa Grooms, we haven't called her name much here in the fourth quarter or even late into that third quarter, but very active early on in the first half. Breaking down the scores by quarter just so far up to this point. After the first, Tritons led it 23-13. They've kept their lead since, 43-26 after the second quarter, 57-40 after the third quarter. Now the Tritons stand here with the lead, 59-44. And I didn't even realize that. Not only have the Tritons been so dominant today, but they've even extended their lead by quarter.
And they have been playing aggressive.
They move inside, don't get the finish. Tendall with the rebound and pass. Off and in, Godfrey with a score.
She wasn't going to hesitate that time. She took it right away.
Right away. And that's just what you need sometimes. And there's a finish, and one play is in the chamber for Michaela Huffine. She's really came alive as well. Huffine now has 8 total scores for the Reivers. 62-44. Here's some subs. Actually, update had a correction in person down there. 61-46 is the score.
Going to have a talk with our scoreboard operator there.
Brownie. Huffine does convert on the and one play, and Coach Dickerson calls for a timeout. There's just 7:45 remaining for the rest of this game. We'll be right back to resume play in just a moment on Triton Nation. Back to it we go. 61-47 to score. 7:45 remains in the fourth quarter. Tritons coming out with 5 on the floor with Maggie Godfrey, Aaliyah Palmer, Caitlin Tendall, Brianna Haben, and Elise Ball.
And still holding on to that double-digit lead that they came up with early in the first quarter.
Oh, no. Turnover straight away. Palmer checks herself for that, yeah. And that, I like that, and that's installed a lot in today's game with the full court press is try to just get to an area until you're guarded completely or jammed in a corner and try to stop, but she just moved too far forward after picking up her dribble. Here are the Reivers now. They're still passing along the perimeter. They have not really made a lot of offensive adjustments. And there is a soft 2-point basket inside there. Sunk in for the 14. Here's Tendall now with the ball. Working, we'll try to go back to her left. Staying around the bend. Hands off to Palmer. Palmer looking for some extra help. Haben sets a screen. She doesn't take it, fakes it to her left. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gets down to finish. There you go, Palmer with another 2. Palmer has 15 tonight. That's second on the team, just behind Emily Tice and Caitlin Tendall. Nice pass inside. Can't get much better with teamwork than that. Courtney Fields picks up the assist. Hurd now has the last 4 points for the Reivers. Oh, and that's great. I said you can't get much better with teamwork than that. Well, that was even better. A 3-person pass inside now. Can't get the finish, but that was so impressive because it started with Tendall. Started with Tyndall with the inbound pass, got it to Brianna Haben, and it was long. Received it near the logo, kind of right where that C starts to bend, and then she just instantly, like hot potato, flicked it right straight to Aaliyah Palmer, who ran with the ball and gave it right back to then Caitlin Tyndall. Just couldn't get the finish, like I said, but that's great work. 63-51, we are back within 12 points. Tritons up at home. The Reivers shake, trying to keep Tyndall off. Tyndall, she's been subbed in for a long time now. She's maybe going to be needing a rest sometime soon, I think. And there's Sherrick, as she's going to be called for the foul. 63-51. Rusty, do you remember when the Reivers started the first 30 seconds of this fourth quarter with 2 team fouls straight away?
Yeah, it was. Iowa Central was jumping on it right away, and then, of course, I think the Reivers expect to come out and start shooting those threes and dropping them. And when they weren't falling, the frustration started.
Certainly, and now it's a situation where the Tritons, they've given 3 up in a row, 3 team fouls. 63-53, we're within 10. This is the closest it's been since the first quarter. Palmer moves inside, finds Sherrick going towards the baseline. Bounce pass is off, another steal. This time it's Alicia Jones. Inside, she'll get the finish from the assist. And it's now into single digits, holy smokes. 5.5 to play.
Iowa Central better be very careful about this because now they're a few 3 points away from, oh, there's a big hit shot right there by Iowa Central.
And that was Sherrick, I believe. It was. Oh, and you know what? It was a deep 2, actually. Man, 65-55. Her foot was just on the line, but it was beautiful in transition. Great work. Really nice shot from Sherrick. 65-55, 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Tyndall brings the ball up the court. Poked inside and then stepped back from her own doing. Looks like Tice is going over to sub in here, coming up in just a little bit, who leads the Tritons in points for today. Tyndall now with a jump shot.
Another deep 2.
Beautiful. Tyndall now has attributed to the last 6 points for the Tritons. She hasn't scored all of them, but she's gotten the last 2 points and the last 2 assists. 67-55, back into double digits. Here's a missed 3-point shot from Jones. It's going back to the Tritons.
And that was a way out 3-point shot right there. It's almost like Iowa Central's daring him to take those shots.
Yeah. And another steal, Jones. Oh, behind the back, dribble move. Almost got the and one finish. She'll go to the line to take 2. Jones with another steal. Leads the team in steals with 3 on the day. 67-55. Emily Tice, she checks in for the first time in a little while. We haven't seen Tice play in a little bit there. She's at number 30, standing right next to Tyndall. Rounding out the rest of the floor for the Tritons, Emma Sherrick, Tessa Grooms, and Aaliyah Palmer. And Jones first is up and in. She'll have one more. Her second is off. 67-56, 4 minutes to go, and another full court press. Here comes Palmer streaking over towards the weak side. Handoff to Tyndall. Great defensive pickup there from Michaela Huffine, who saw that. Not every guard would pick that up, that they handed the ball up there. Pretty sneaky from the Tritons. Palmer bounce pass inside, denied from 5 feet within the lane. Oh. Is Sherrick going to go to the line? It was a good eye there, Rusty, because I didn't even see that. I was waiting on for the transition play, writing down in my notes. She took it from Walschlager. 67-56. She can take the Tritons up by 13 with these 2 free throws. The first one is good. Sherrick has had all of her scoring in this fourth quarter. She now has 5 total points. This to go for 6 and that 13-point lead. Off the hard iron, gets her own rebound. Oh.
Just got denied that right there.
Reivers getting it back, running from the sideline. Hop jumper, they call her down for the blocking foul. Defensive going against the Tritons. And that is Tyndall's fourth. That's Tyndall's fourth personal foul. One more, she's going to have to sit the rest of the game. And there's still 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. That's plenty of time. Tyndall has been a star player for us. She's ran the floor all day long. One of 3 Tritons with double-digit points today. She also leads the team in assists with 4 and a handful of steals. Shooting foul at the line. Here's the first made there by the 12, Didi Naduke. Didi has one more. She makes it. 68-58, back to just a 10-point lead for the Tritons.
With 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the game here, that's going to be tough.
It's tight. Especially knowing this has been the least productive quarter so far for the Tritons. They've currently have scored 11 points in the quarter. Comparing that to the others where the Tritons have averaged 20 points a quarter when completing 3 full quarters. The move inside, a missed shot. Oh man, I thought Palmer drew a foul, but I guess not. They're calling for an offensive foul, and that put the Reivers in the bonus. They'll go to the line to shoot a 2 for 2 with Isabel Schlager. Now, lucky enough for the Tritons, Schlager has not made a single free throw today. She's 0 for 2 at the line, but also has yet to be on the board. There's her first. Good sign for the Reivers. Wall Schlager has one more. 68-59. Oh, man. Toilet bowl roll. 8-point game. 2:55 on the clock. Here's Tice bringing it up court. Takes it for herself. Mano a mano. To the corner they go. Now spruced up in the paint. Offensive rebound. Offensive rebound there. And a finish.
She gets it to foul. That's huge to keep this 10-point lead going. Because, again, like I said, they're oh, that was a big collision right there.
Yeah. And, you know, the really tough part about that is I don't think that was intentional at all.
No.
Both girls were looking away from where they were headed. Just both had their eyes on the ball. They are both okay, so that's good to see. And Palmer, she just checked out now. 70-60, here come the free throws at the line. It's Hannah Berg who misses her first. Berg will have one more. She makes her second. 70-61. 2 minutes, 31 seconds remain. Rolling right with a pump fake. Going back Tyndall. Tyndall now with a read inside. Bobs through the screen and a foul. Just a reach-in foul. Tritons have 2 more to go before they're in the bonus. 70-61, Tritons 9-point lead, keeping possession of the ball. 2:25 to play. 25 seconds on the shot clock. You can see right there in the red. Uh-oh. Back door. Look out. And they get the steal. Courtney Felds again. And another finish inside. 70-63, 7-point game, loose ball, steal. Oh, man. And that's a new player on the floor. That's Richardson, who we have not seen in a long time. 70-63 now is the score. 7-point game, 1:55 on the clock. They go inside. Hurd dishes out. Fade away. From the spin, no good. Missed by Callie Rose West. And with 1:40 seconds to go, the Tritons going to need a few more shots to fall to seal the deal. Screen, but staying back. I like this. Play it conservative. Don't need to rush into any shot here. Here's Godfrey now. Takes one dribble and throws it inside. Sherrick now tries to attack the baseline. She finds her way through, and she gets the finish. Sherrick right under the rim, 72-63. 1 minute, 8 seconds to play. Reaver ball, inside, up and off. Tessa Grooms brings down the ball. With 1 minute to go, the Tritons can hold on to it here. Gonna need a foul, and they do just that. A foul on Richardson.
And this is where Iowa Western's really wishing their three-point shots were falling for them today, because they really need those right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 72-63. Which just put the Tritons in the bonus. Here's Tyndall at the line. Makes her first. She'll have one more. Tyndall now goes up to 18 total points. And she makes her second. 74-63. Reivers going to have the ball with 57 seconds to play. We'll resume the play-by-play once that time comes. Otherwise, we'll take a break right here on Triton Nation. Back to the action we go, basketball fans. Hank Ambrose with you. Just 50 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and that one just a split through the defenders. Really nice read that time from Courtney Fields, who has led Iowa Western all throughout this second half here, 74-65. 48 seconds will remain, and they take a timeout. Let's just keep it right here. Rusty, you brought up a great point, talking about the situation we're in right now. You want to kind of elaborate what you mentioned to me?
Yeah, you know, the Tritons coming off of a three-game losing streak here. Yeah, this is big. You're knocking off number one in the ICAT conference, and on top of that, it just feels like they're just going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. I mean, we'll see. Like you said, we'll see with the celebration afterwards. I'm sure it'll be a big one, but you know, usually when you're in a situation like this with the underdog pulling up a big upset, there's just something in your chest, but this just feels like a normal day for the Tritons.
You know, and that's the thing. That's the one great thing about it. They're not allowing their emotions to get in the way of what they're doing out there on the court. They're having fun. They're playing loose, but again, they're not letting their emotions get in front of it.
That's awesome. Here they go, coming out of the timeout, called on for Coach Dickerson. Each team has one timeout remaining. Tritons up 9, 74-65. Here's Tice with the ball along the wing. Tyndall now with it. Back to deep, near 35 feet out. She needs help, and a foul going to be called. She'll go to the line to shoot two.
She was bound and determined to foul Tyndall right there.
Oh, yes. And you know what? Tyndall, with this trip at the line right here, she can take the lead in overall points on the day. It's been Emily Tice for the most part for the Tritons, but she's been a little quiet here in the second half. She got into foul trouble early on, so she's had to sit quite a while, but here we go now. She took that lead just with that last one. Here's to add on to that. 21 total points for Caitlin Tendall. Tritons resume with their lead up 76-65. Taking a look forward for the Triton girls following the game today. They will have a home contest against Siston, and I'm not for sure if I even know where that is located. Siston, do you see that?
Yeah, Siston. That's they had to add a couple of matchups to their schedule this year because of Southeastern and Southwestern had to drop their programs for the year.
That's right.
So just because of injuries and lack of players. So Iowa Central added a couple of games this year. The Siston game on the 21st, and there's another game on February 11th that they've added.
Good deal. Yeah, certainly. And I see that there. And that's going to, yep. And then, but the rest of the few games following the next game going to be home against Siston, and then another home contest on the 25th against Northeast Community College. And then we will be on the road for the first time in the month of January up over in Ellsworth Community College. So really that's not even that far of a trip. So pretty good schedule here in the month of January for the Triton girls.
And this is a great launching point for that right here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, coming off of a game like this and going into this the part of their schedule could really turn their season around.
Oh, it certainly can. And you know what? This is a really solid team, of course, especially showing the win today, more than likely. Knock on wood. But, you know, after today, they're more than likely going to be at a 9-9 record, right? And a good finish here. They're going to improve their conference record to 3-5. And that being said, as long as they hold on here, but with just 23 seconds to go, Tritons with a double-digit lead, it's almost for certain that it will close with the Tritons having a victory.
And you're talking about a team that last year had some great talent on it.
Oh, yeah.
And went to the national tournament. And this year, not a lot of familiar faces. And, you know, this is Coach Dickerson's first year. So she's really, I think she's, her career with Iowa Central is going to be amazing to watch.
It is. And she's inherited this as well. Coming in on, here we go, back to the Reivers here. Getting an offensive rebound inside. Here's Jones. That one close to being a travel, I think, but didn't pick it up. That's okay, though. Tritons still with a large lead, 76-68, 12 seconds to go. But you're exactly right. She came in to fill in for this season with the absence of the head basketball coach from last year. He's done a great job so far, and it's going to be exciting to see where this propels them.
And I know I think they're excited about some of the recruiting class coming in for next year. You know, they've had some injuries that they've had to battle through this year. One young lady's out today with a sprained shoulder or elbow, so that kind of brought them down a little bit. But they're playing through a lot of adversity.
Oh yes, and like you said, we've seen a lot of new faces this season. I have only 2 players on the roster that have came in since last season that are getting that had minutes from last year.
Yeah,
2. Now there would be a third, but there was a season-ending injury to Jaden Frank, who was one of the star players from last season. So she hasn't got to play at all this season, unfortunately. But I heard that she just had surgery, and that went successful. So cheers to Jaden Frank, and best of wishes for her recovery getting back into basketball.
Yep.
76-68. Tritons up by 8, and here they go on offense. Big lob pass all the way down to Tice. She grabs the ball. Needs some help, though. She picked up that dribble. Needs help. Not going to get it, and the ball was batted away, and it's going back to the Reivers, saying she stepped out of bounds with her left foot there, her non-pivot. 76-68, 4 seconds to play here. Reivers going to have a chance to bring it within 5. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Here's the last second heave, and they don't get the shot off. Final score, 76-68.
And there's the celebration we talked about.
Oh, yes. Very well deserved. Once again, final score, 76-68. What a huge staple win early on in the head coaching career for Coach Dickerson. And a great game we've seen from the new faces here at Iowa Central Community College. We got stat scores and more coming up in just a little bit, but also don't you forget it's a doubleheader today. Iowa Western boys taking on the Iowa Central boys coming up here in a little bit. Now they will have about 20 minutes, give or take, to warm up. Otherwise, what a day for basketball to be a Triton fan, Rusty.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, that was a fun game to watch. It's fun. The atmosphere in here. Again, we said the girls are just here. They're just going to work.
Yeah.
But the fans that are here, you know, students being back on campus, they're having a great time. You know, the band's here playing, and the atmosphere is amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. Like you said, the band's here, the cheerleaders are here, and we got a packed house over on the home side for the Iowa Central Tritons. They're the boys taking the floor right now. I'm going to take a moment to just count up my numbers, and then I'll be back with you with stats, scores, and more for the post-game report, and then we'll break down the pregame report in just a little bit for the Tritons men's team. This is Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil for Triton Nation. We'll be right back after this. Triton Nation, Hank Ambrose back with you for your post-game stats, scores, and more. I have the stats and scores for the final result for the girls' game in the contest we just got through, where the Tritons just knocked off the #1 team in the conference, the Iowa Western Reivers at home. What a way to begin their spree of home matches here in 2023. I'd like to congratulate the Triton girls first before I move into the post-game report, and also shout out the Iowa Western girls as well. They battled really, really hard and just had a loss today, but hey, man, as I always say, it's better to lose earlier on in the season than in the postseason. So going ahead and already taking a look at the stats and scores and more, we will begin with the Iowa Western Reivers. Alicia Jones finished with 6 points, 2 steals, an assist, and an offensive rebound. Hannah Berg finishes with 7 points and a steal. Michaela Huffine finishes with 9 points and a steal. Callie Rose West finishes with 4 points. Erica Richardson finishes with a steal. Diddy Duque finishes with 8 points. Elayla Hurd finishes with 6 points and 2 steals. Isabel Walschlager finishes with 2 points, a steal, and a block. Courtney Felds finishes with 18 points, 3 steals, and an assist. And Jemiah Winter finishes with a steal and a 3-point basket. And now for your Iowa Central Tritons, what a day they had. Aaliyah Palmer finishes with 13 points, 3 steals. Actually, correction, she finishes with 15 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Caitlin Tendall finishes with 21 points, a steal, and 2 assists. Maggie Godfrey finishes with 2 points and 2 assists. Emily Tice finishes with 16 points. Elise Ball finishes with 5 points and an assist. Emma Sherrick finishes with 9 points, 4 offensive rebounds, and 2 steals. Tessa Grooms finishes with 8 points, a steal, and 2 offensive rebounds. The final score once again for the girls matchup, 76-68. What a day. The Tritons move to now 9-9 overall and 3-5 in the conference standings. For the Reivers, they now move to 13-3 on the season and 5-2 in conference standings. The boys are playing next. You make sure to stick around. I will provide you the starting 5 for each side here coming up in just a moment. This is Hank Ambrose with all the sports coming out of Iowa Central on Triton Nation. Triton fans, welcome back to the broadcast. We will get into the men's pregame report coming up in just a little bit. But first, I had to bring up Coach Dickerson to talk about the huge win. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much.
First and foremost, that was fantastic. Taking out #1 in the ICAC standings at home. Me and Rusty were talking on air, though. I mean, it just felt like you guys were just getting to work, though. It didn't, feel like a huge, crazy win like you see sometimes, jumping up and down. There was a good celebration, of course, but to me, didn't it just kind of feel like getting to work today, Coach?
Yeah, this morning we talked to the team about just playing loose and free. We came into this game on a 4-game losing streak, and I felt like as a program we had to take a step back. We had a really strong team meeting yesterday where I got a lot of feedback from our team on just what we could do better as a team offensively and even defensively. It's my first time ever being a head coach, so I do take a lot of feedback from the team. I don't want to think that I have all the answers. And they honestly responded really, really well. We had a pretty solid shoot around this morning. We watched more film this morning on the team. And again, I think they trusted the scout, they trusted their coaches, but most importantly, they believed in each other. And I think you guys got to see that finally on the court.
Yes, you certainly did. There was an offensive explosion today. 4 different girls got in double digits, Coach, for points. Among those 4, Aaliyah Palmer, Caitlin Tendall, Emily Tice, as well as Emma Sherrick. And that was kind of later in the ball game. Could you talk about what those 4 brought to the table today?
Yeah, Aaliyah's a local kid. She's from Fort Dodge. She, I hate to say this, has played so many tough high school opponents where they're all Division I caliber guards. So she's got an edge to her. And for Aaliyah, I think it's just been about seeing the ball go in more often for herself. She's got a really nice mid-range jump shot. She's really good at getting to the rim. With Caitlin Tendall, she's from Esterville. It's such a quality program, just like Clear Lake is with Emily Tice. And so those 2 have been our most fundamentally sound freshmen all fall into the winter. And to see, again, I think Emily got a bit of confidence on Wednesday at DMAC. She was getting to the rim a lot, got a lot of free throw opportunities, and so did Aaliyah. So I think those 3 guards kind of figured, hey, yeah, we can attack people. We can also pull up in their face and hit shots. And again, of course, they can all knock down outside shots. Emma's been a pretty solid sophomore for us. She wasn't healthy last season, and she got her brace taken off again, which I'm really excited about. So when she came back after Christmas break, she's just had this renewed energy of wanting to be a team leader and then also being more aggressive on offense.
It was such a great day to be a Triton, and so many more good things are to come. Of course, the men's, they're going to be next. We'll announce the starting lineups here coming up and hit the pregame report for that as well. Coach, before I go, I'd like to thank you once again for coming up, for joining us for this pregame show for the men's contest, and congratulations on the huge win today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Coach. We're going to be right back. We got the pregame report coming right up for the Reivers and the Tritons men's contest right in just a moment on Triton Nation. Triton fans, welcome back for the pregame report. As we're diving in right now, let's just talk as we get into this opening tip-off. We see right there, the Reivers get it. They're going to be in their all royal blue uniforms today. The Tritons going to be rocking the all gray uniforms. Once again, I'd like to shout out Coach Dickerson, the head basketball coach for the Iowa Central women's team, coming up to talk to me pregame for that show. But how about we get right into this thing? 3-0, just saw a three-pointer fly. That's something to watch out for all day long. It was the 24, Kashawn Ladd, who is a beast. Look out for him the rest of the way through. Otherwise, the starting lineup for today, the Reivers starting with number 0, Rob Sanders, number 1, Max Polk, number 2, Rich Brooks, number 20, Fawaz Saraket, and number 24, Kashawn Ladd, who had that three-pointer just a moment ago. And the starting 5 for the Iowa Central Tritons, number 2, Isaac Besh, number 4, Jamari McGee, number 12, Deuce Blake, number 22, Darius Henderson, and number 24, Donovan Pointer. 3-0 is a score. Now, this is a different format in regards to boys to girls. Boys do play by halves, 20 minutes per half, so it's still the same amount of time, but with just the excess of fouls, it's kind of an idea to get this game moving a little quicker than what it would with quarters. Another three-point basket flies. That time, missed a number. It looks like it was the 0. It was Rob Sanders. If you just joined the broadcast, Hank Ambrose with you by my side. Rusty McNeil joins us for the commentary as well. Thank you, Rusty, for joining me today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's going to be an interesting game here today. Iowa Central without a couple of their starters due to injuries. And we've also got Iowa Western coming off a bit of a losing streak. So this should be an interesting matchup.
Overall, for the Iowa Central Tritons, for the men's side, they're 9-8, 3-3 in conference play. For Iowa Western, they're 7-10 overall and 1-5 in conference play. So they have not fared very well at all in conference play. But so far, really hot start. They go up 8-0 within the first 2 minutes of the ball game. Rusty.
Yeah, and it's going to be up to and a big steal right there.
Oh man, and a slam dunk to finish. Holy smokes, that's Rich Brooks.
And that's the stuff that Iowa Central's going to have to watch out for, is those big steals and big down the court drops.
Oh yes, there's the first basket from the Triton side. It's Deuce Blake, who usually comes off the bench. He hits a three-pointer to get the Tritons going early. It's 10-3. The Reivers have the lead. And I got to say this, Rusty brought up a great point, is Tritons without some of their starters today. Tyrell Branch and Kevin Taylor are the two guys that we are missing. The Tritons have also been without Mekhi Wilson as well as Miles Fant and even Cole Tuniter for the past 2 games, and even longer for Mekhi Wilson. So this team has been a little injury-riddled for the past few games, and it'll be exciting to see what the Tritons can do with such low numbers, as you can even tell a huge difference as far as the Iowa Western sideline bench compared to the Triton sideline bench. You see almost all chairs are filled up there. Once they move possessions, you'll see how empty the Triton side is. Missed 3 now from Darius Henderson, and there it is. You can see right there, pretty empty bench. And the guys, you know, they're sitting a chair within away from each other as well. So with low numbers today, the Tritons are going to definitely need to put on the aggressive play more than usual. 10-3 is a score. Reivers move inside. A jump stop, no good. Brought in from Darius Darius Henderson. Here's Jamari McGee now with the ball. McGee shakes and goes to the corner. Oh, drew the foul. He's going to have 3 free throws at the line. As long as his foot wasn't on the line, but to me that looked like it was clear, and they are throwing the 3 up. Isaac Besh, who's a fantastic shooter, now going to have 3 tries at the line. Beautiful.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, a foul on a 3-point shot.
No. And Besh first is going to be good. And earlier we were bringing up what the Tritons have seen recently. Most recently, their matchup was against DMAC, where they were on the road, lost 103-70. And that was the first time, and hopefully the last time this season, that they let an opponent get up by triple digits. That's something we don't see a whole lot of in NJCAA basketball. So far, we've seen a scoring spree from Iowa Western, but it has seemed to slow down within the past 2 minutes.
You're going to stoppage of play here. Not sure what's happening here.
I was down looking at my stats. It looks like the shot clock didn't reset. It's still stuck on 26 seconds. I remember at the beginning of the high school season, they just implemented shot clock for high school basketball games in the state of Iowa, and there was a lot of issues to begin, but then once the scorekeepers got used to it, it was clear from here on out. So that's the first time in a while I've seen that. 10-6, 16 minutes, 20 seconds remain in the first half. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you for the rest of the way through here in your doubleheader matchup between the Tritons and the Reivers. And there's Isaac Besch getting called down for the foul. That's his second personal and the third team foul against the Tritons. We've already lost 2, 3 starters really this game. And we don't want to miss another.
No, there's three of your main guys are out, and that's just going to be something that the Tritons are going to have to overcome, and it's kind of that next guy up, you know what I mean?
Yep, next guy up mentality. That's exactly right. Rob Sanders at the line. Missed his first, here's his second, and cashes in on his second. 11-6. You know, you bring up that next man up mentality, and that is something that we see more and more at the junior college level. See it all the time at the football level with walk-ons, basketball, wrestling level. Shout out to the Tritons, by the way, in wrestling. They won the national duels tournament it's been just like an hour ago since they won that. So fantastic job to Coach Moffitt and the rest of his gang, the wrestling side for the Iowa Central Tritons.
And the Iowa Central Wrestling program is a storied program. They've got a bunch of national championships under their belt under Coach Moffitt. And you can actually catch them right here on Triton Nation YouTube on Wednesday.
That's right. That'll be on the 18th. 11-6, back to the play-by-play here. 15 minutes and 35 seconds remain in the first half. Nice read inside. Jamari McGee has a look at the basket, but just can't get the finish. Nice defensive effort from Kashawn Ladd. Reivers get it back. They're working, dancing on the Dennis Pilcher logo. As they end up back over here towards top of the key now and near the logo. Fake the handoff. Already very different schemes than what we saw between the Iowa Western girls. There was a lot of perimeter passing. So far, complete 180, a lot of passes inside. That one a fake handoff and a score to the basket for the Reivers. Putting up there was that number 10 there, Amadou Diallo. (13-6). 15 minutes to play. We just saw another foul. Here's Deuce Blake heading to the line. As he goes in there and makes his first, he'll have one more at the line. And makes his second. Deuce Blake leading the Tritons with 5 points now. 13-8 is the score. Here's Rob Sanders with the ball. Kick to the top of the key. Finding over to Diallo. Diallo moves inside, a stutter step. Nice, easy finish at the lane. 15-8 to score now. Inside, Darius Henderson going to have to give it up. Here's Deuce Blake with a step back. Picked up his dribble. Needs help. Coming over to help him is Donovan Pointer for 3. What a great finish right there from Donovan Pointer. Tell you what, he's been a kid that has really came along with this Iowa Central team. Coach Helly has really, really developed him well. 15-11, deep three-point shot. That's NBA range, and it falls through. The Reiver fans love it. That was Rob Sanders with that last one. 18-11, 7-point lead for the Reivers. Nearly lost. Jamari McGee gets it back. As he tried to move inside, what's the call here? Looks like a defensive hold. Defensive hold against the number 10, Amadou Diallo. 18-11. Now, for collegiate basketball fans that do know about the Diallos, I did look into it to see if there is any relation to Hamidou Diallo or even Cheikh Diallo, who is at the NBA level and Hamadou, who is the star player for Kansas basketball. No relation I could find between him and Amadou Diallo. 18-11, shot goes up and it's missed. Offensive rebound. Tried to kick it back out, but it didn't go in their favor. That rebound came in for Dempsey. Tritons with the ball. Darius Henderson bounce pass inside for Tyrell Branch. Goes haywire. Ooh, man, yeah, that's a slip.
Slip right there.
I'll go over there and clean that up. They call for the and one play. Finished by Odier Alonge.
Yeah, they keep an eye on that spot of the court. I haven't seen anybody out there to clean that up yet. So
no. Maybe it was just the way he landed. No falls in the girls' game. No slips or nothing like that.
No.
18-11. Alonge missed his first. Here's his second. Cast in. 19-11. Reivers lead it on the road in Hodges Fieldhouse. Here come the Tritons rolling inside. Now the move. Nice jump shot. Sunk through Chris DeBoer. And that's the first time I've seen DeBoer check into the season so far this year. I've been with all the conference games for the Iowa Central Tritons, and I believe that's his first conference score. So there you go. DeBoer getting on the board for the Tritons. 19-13. Six-point lead coming inside. Looks like it was last touched by Tyrell Branch and DeBoer. Nice job of batting it away, deflecting the pass. Here's the inbound. Under the Triton backboard, they work. Stutter step, move inside, kick to the corner, and stepped out of bounds. It was the 12 stepping out of bounds. Alonge. 19-13. And Triton cheers, keeping it loud in Hodges Fieldhouse with a huge Triton Nation chant. Tyrell Branch works outside. Gets the ball to DeBoer. DeBoer hands off. Nice fadeaway jumper, no good. Henderson, don't see him miss a lot of those shots. Tritons got to get back to it on defense. We've seen a lot of just man-on-man so far. Not being overly aggressive, just letting the Reivers work on offense. Here's a move inside, block. Blocked by Henderson, working on the other end of the floor, going up with Tyrell Branch. Here's Kyler Mathias. DeBoer has it, an open lane, takes it for himself up and off the glass. It's good for two. Great decision making right there from DeBoer. Takes a highly skilled basketball player to make that shot, but an even better one with really solid basketball IQ to finish it. 19-15, it's just cut down to a 4-point lead in Hodges Fieldhouse, still with 11 minutes and 20 seconds to play here. The move inside, Euro step, over the rim, air ball, going back to the Tritons. Here's Tyrell Branch bringing it up the court. He'll kick to the corner, Darius Henderson, working into the post. Back to Henderson for three. On the collarbone, it's good. And Chris DeBoer has attributed to the last 7 points now for the Tritons. He's got the last 4 to himself, and now that last assist for 3 with Darius Henderson. As we'll take a media timeout with the guys on the floor, just a 1-point lead for the Reivers. We'll be right back in about 30 on your home of Triton Athletics right here on Triton Nation.
Back to the action we go. Coming out of a media timeout, Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you for your Triton coverage for the doubleheader today. Exactly 11 minutes to go. It's been quite a ball game so far, Rusty.
It really has been. It's been Iowa Central's kind of settled down a little bit. They're getting their shots to sink, and they're taking those big shots and playing some good defense right now.
They are. You know, what I've liked so much about the Tritons on defense is they haven't been too forceful, too aggressive. There's a nice basket there. Yes, the Tritons have yet to have the lead in this, and they've been down by 8 points at one point at the very beginning of the game, but they haven't put on a panic mode. Playing really calm right now. I'm a fan of what I've seen on the floor for the Tritons. Oh, man, not going to go the Triton way. They call an offensive foul. That one's going to be against Deuce Blake. And that is the 5th team foul against the Tritons. Tritons have 3 in their favor. The next foul is going to have the Reivers shooting free throws. Here's a move inside. Short floater. It's up and in. James Prescott, with his first 10 seconds into the contest, gets his first basket already. 23-18. Here's Matthias with the ball. He'll kick to the corner. Blocked.
Ooh.
Wow.
That was a big block right there.
It really was. There's not a lot of block shots from beyond the perimeter, but that was one of them. (23-18), exactly 10 minutes to go. McGee dances, finds an opening, takes it all for himself, finishing with his right. That's McGee's first basket. 23-20. Now, he has been really involved early on, creating a lot of havoc on offense and defense. Some open shots. There's a move inside. I just noticed Mekhi Wilson takes the floor. He's wearing that number 14. It's been some time since the Tritons have been without him. It's certainly good to see him back in that Triton gray. 9 minutes, 40 seconds remain. 23-20. Looking for the pass in here. Thrown in for Max Polk. He'll go to the corner, pump fake, and they'll switch. Tritons with really good communication so far, too. I mean, that last switch was so clean. It's like they didn't even miss a step, and the Tritons put their hands up for that one. Not a fan of that call down on the floor with Jamari McGee. Reivers will go to the line to shoot 2. 23-20. It's another game that's been moving by pretty quickly here. Not been a lot of timeouts. We've already taken our media timeout we've needed for this first half. Here's the 1-for-1. The first one's up and in. Rich Brooks will have one more to shoot at the line. And here's something the Reivers are doing so well right now. They have 6 different players that have made a field goal. A field goal, not just a basket, but a field goal. That's huge just 10 minutes into the ball game. Because if you think about that, that's what the Reiver girls finished with. 9 minutes, 15 seconds remain. Here's Wilson's first jump shot. It's going to be off. 25-20, moving back into the play-by-play. Off the glass, offensive rebound. Up, and the second chance effort is good by the number 20, Fawaz Shurikat. And that makes for 7 now. 7 different Reivers with a field goal. Mekhi Wilson keeping it for himself. Doesn't get it, but gets his own rebound. Tyrell Branch bounces outside. And a fling to the corner. Great hesitation, anticipation from DeBar. Can't cash in on a three-point shot, but I'll tell you what, if DeBar tried to attempt that three-point shot, it possibly could have been blocked again in that corner.
Yeah, it was. They're right on top of them in that three-point stop. They're not allowing Iowa Central to take those shots clean.
No, the Reivers have sniffed out the Tritons out on offense. Here are the Reivers on offense now. They are in the royal blue uniforms. Tritons rocking the all gray for today. Deep three-point shot. That makes 8 now. 8 different Reivers just 12 minutes into the contest with a field goal. That does not happen. 30-20. and an offensive foul. They're going to call for an illegal screen. That time it's against Darius Henderson. Right there you can see him talking it over with the head official. By the way, that last three-pointer extended for the largest lead of today for the Reivers, 30-20.
Iowa Central's going to have to really push inside that paint with those three-pointers not dropping for them right now.
Oh, yeah. You know, these field goals dropping for the Reivers, they're really not missing. And the shots they are missing, they're getting an offensive rebound for. There's another three-pointer flying.
Another big three-pointer there.
Yep. Rob Sanders leads them with a total of 12 points. Coach Helly and the rest of the Triton gang will call for a timeout. Let's take it with them. We'll be right back in just a moment. 33-20. Tritons down 13. We'll be right back on Triton Nation. Basketball fans, back to the action here on Triton Nation. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you. So far, we've seen a really nice run being brought on by Iowa Western. I have an 8-0 run within the past 2.5 minutes of play. I mean, these Tritons, they're starting to struggle here, Rusty.
They are. They were doing really good on the defense there for a while, kind of allowing Iowa Western to take those outside threes. Yeah, not contesting those enough.
There's a contested shot. Air ball thrown up from Tyrell Branch. Now the Tritons are just starting to succumb into this cold streak. Step back three flies. That one's off. And a rebound for the Tritons defense. Tritons remain down 13. Got to get something cooking here. Here's DeBoer moving inside. Shoots from the free throw line. It's off, hitting the hard iron. Going back to the Reivers. Maybe some of it is they're just forcing it too quick.
Yeah, all of their shots seem to be falling a little deep. So I think it's just trying to push it in there and push that point in, you know.
Yeah. And the Reivers here, nice off-ball work, finding an opening from the wing. Another three-point shot.
Another three-pointer there.
Good. That time it's the number one, Max Polk. That's his first three-pointer. Bringing the score 36-20. Each team in the bonus now, by the way. So we got 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Dominating first half from Iowa Western so far, but we have a lot of basketball to be played. Here's Tyrell Branch with a pull-up jumper, no good. Ooh, DeBoer, what a dribble move to keep and hold on to the ball. Offensive rebound. No help from behind. So he'll turn it back over. (36-20). Max Polk. You can see him right there. Hand it off, go inside, and right under the rim. Another foul. I think that one against Tyrell Branch. Let's see what they call on the field here. Actually, they call for Chris DeBoer. 36-20. Tritons I've recently noticed on defense are starting to fall apart, of course, with the scoring. So a lot of these shots have just been incredible shots by Iowa Western, but the Tritons specifically on defense now, they're playing like they're all tied together almost.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of getting underneath that that board and not grabbing those as quickly as they should. The kick out would help.
Yes. Certainly, you know, there's a timeout there. They're going to talk it over again. That's the second timeout called within just about a minute and a half of play from Coach Helly's side. 36, now 30. I guess I was thinking it would be 38. Did it not? 37-20 is what I have for the score now in that first half there. Once again, the Tritons, I think they're starting to succumb to this cold streak. It's been some time since we've last seen a score from the Tritons. Got to spread out on defense, be a little more communicative, talk more, because they're starting to fall apart. Now, like I said, there's a lot of basketball to be played, and you have the support of the band, the cheerleaders, and all of Triton Nation over on the home court side. Let's see what they'll do coming out of the timeout right after this on Triton Nation. Triton fans, welcome back to the broadcast. Iowa Western Reaver fans, also welcome back to the broadcast. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you for the commentary today in this doubleheader classic in the ICAC rivalry. It is the Iowa Central Tritons taking on the Iowa Western Reavers. Tritons at home in Hodges Fieldhouse today, as they've gone on a cold streak in this one, and it's only going to continue. With a turnover right there, Reivers going to get it back with a chance to go up by 20 points early on with about 5.5 to go here in the first half. With the ball, top of the key, Max Polk, the Reivers with a step back three. We've seen this before in another basket.
That extended to their biggest lead of the day so far, but 20 points.
Yep.
Iowa Central's going to have to really start getting on top of these shots.
Tyrell Branch makes an aggressive play inside, but he's off. The Tritons, it's like all their right-handers are shooting with their left and all their left-handers are shooting with their right. They've just been off today. None of their shots falling. Got to kick into a different gear. 40-20. It starts on defense for the Tritons. So they got to start this hot streak from the three-point line. They got to stop it. Along the wing they go, moving with Sanders. Sanders pulls up from about 16 feet and sinks it, nothing but net. 42-20. To the corner they go. Looks like Matthias wasn't looking for it. Miscommunication between him and Tyrell Branch. Reivers going to get it back with 4:35 to play in the first half. Reivers are in the bonus. Tritons trending in the direction to be in the bonus. See the Reivers now, they work around the bend and find another open shot, line drive. Great pass, just couldn't execute on that three-pointer. Here come the Tritons in transition. Mekhi Wilson near turns the ball over, and he does. There's a steal for the number 12. It's Alonge working. And then a pull-up jumper, no good. That one off for Max Polk. Tritons get the ball back. Mekhi Wilson. To the corner they go. Another blocked three-pointer again by Alonge. That's the second blocked three-pointer he's had today. And, you know, I've been calling basketball games. This is my 4th year now. And I've only have probably called 15.
Yeah, that block three-pointer's not something you see a lot.
No.
But Alonge's just not letting them go, and he's got some hops.
Yes, he does, and a really nice long reach. And, of course, in this situation now, the Reivers certainly know that the Tritons need the three-point shot to fall, so more to be expected from their side. Foul called there. DeBoer was the one working on offense. Let's see the call. It wasn't clear there, and they will call it against Alonge now. A shooting foul. DeBoer will go to the line. Three minutes, 35 seconds remain in the first half. Here's the first free throw up and in for DeBoer. DeBoer is tied in first with leading the Tritons in points, side by side with Deuce Blake. And he'll stay side by side with him at 5 points. 42-21. It's the Reivers up by 2x. As they have possession of the ball in the royal blue uniforms, they kick to the corner before moving back along the logo. Here's Max Polk now, going back to that corner. They love that corner over there. Now top of the key for three. This one's off. 42-21. And if you're in this situation, if you're Iowa Western, of course you want to keep on scoring, but this is a nice time to try some new looks on offense, see who else can get involved, and try something new here and there with the lead that you have. Nice. And that was just a sliding door maneuver inside. Can't really call it a backdoor cut, but got it right in the side, slipped through two defenders. Nice finish from DeBar with a dunk. And it was Wilson that I'm going to give the assist for, his first stat of the day. 42-23. Tried to go to the corner, but the Reivers stepped out of bounds. Triton's going to get the ball back with 2 minutes and 42 seconds to play. Diallo checks in. 5 on the floor for the Tritons. Tyrell Branch, Chris DeBar, Kyler Mathias, Donovan Pointer, and Makai Wilson. And for the Reivers, Rob Sanders, Max Polk, Rich Brooks, Diallo, and Kashawn Ladd. Donovan Pointer swings to his right and passes it off. Nice move outside along the exterior. 2:20 on the clock, 8 on the shot clock. Got to get a shot up. They do, but it's off on the far end of the backboard that time. 23-42, here come the Reivers. Step up three-pointer. That one's off. Attempted in for Amadou Diallo. Tyrell Branch now tries to finish with his left, saying last touch by Diallo. And now you can even see the frustration is starting to set in for the Tritons, Rusty.
Yeah, they know that they're down, and they've got to do something here. And the three-pointers just ain't working for them. The inside shots are heavily contested. So we'll see what happens when they come back out of this.
Out of the near 15 three-pointers I have them attempting so far, they've made 3 of them.
And the bad part was those were early on.
Yes. Because the Tritons, if you remember, they were at 20 points total with about 9 minutes to go in this first half. And now with a minute and a half to go, they're currently stuck at 23 now.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a drought here.
(42-23), the Reivers bring it up court. Working to the weak side, moving back out right is Diallo. He's calling out the split there that the Tritons show. Nice move inside, Diallo open, but decided to hold on to it. Bounce pass, but it was a slow roller getting out there to Sanders. And there's a turnover. Donovan Pointer comes away with an interception along the coast. 42-23. What's the call here? Looks like it's going to be against DeBar. Called for DeBar, but called against Lane McVicker. Tritons keep possession of the ball. And a shot outside for Mathias. He's off. 55 seconds to play in this first half. 42-23. Here come the Reivers along the logo. You can milk this down to the Tritons just being able to have one more possession if you'd like. The move inside. There's 38 seconds now remaining in the first half. Block. Oh, no. They're going to give them free throws. I thought that was clean. That was a little close, but, hey, that's the game. Sometimes officials, of course, are humans, and when they're off sometimes, and I'm not saying that was a bad call. That certainly could have been the right call, but I think that's something that's not talked about enough in basketball as far as the win-loss percentage goes. There's the first free throw missed. Here comes a second for Fawaz Shurikat. Shurikat misses both at the line. He goes 0 for 2. 30 seconds remain. on the game clock. And there's 2 seconds separating the game and the shot clock for the rest of the first half. Tyrell Branch has it. He's back deep towards the scoring booth. Branch holding on to it. Reivers not making a move. They're just sticking to the rest of the Tritons. Another sliding door maneuver for DeBoer, and he's going to pick up the foul. DeBoer will go to the line, shooting 2. And that foul actually put the Tritons in the bonus, but it was a shooting foul. So no matter what, we'll close with 2 free throws here. DeBoer makes his first. Here's DeBoer with 1 more. Makes it. 9 seconds remain, 42-25. The move into the backcourt. Trying to go front court. They do. Oh my goodness, behind the back pass. Couldn't get the last finish shot to fall in, but got the shot off. That was a really impressive behind the back pass right at the end there. That's going to be the score after half, 42-25. Oh, actually, before we get there, they do call on for the foul after they talked about it. I noticed the refs talking about it, and they will go ahead and give them the shots.
0.2 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be this is pretty much going to wrap up the half, I hear.
Oh, yeah. At the line, Surikit, he makes his first. Now, he was just at the line about a minute ago, and he missed both of them. This trip results in making half of them 1 for 2 at the line. There's your score at half, 43-25. I'm going to break down the stats coming up before we get into the second half. Tritons down by 18. Going to need to muster up something good for the halftime speech on the Iowa Central Tritons side. Let's see how they do after we come out of the halftime report in just a little bit on Triton Nation. Basketball fans, welcome back to the broadcast on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you for the rest of today. Coming out of the halftime report, the score is 43-25. You know, I tell you what, it's been the Reivers all the way through in this one. It's been the Reivers all the way through in this one. I just want to go over the stats and scores first before we get back to the play-by-play to begin the second half. Rob Sanders, he finished with 14 points, leading those Reivers. Max Polk finishes with 8 points. Rich Brooks finishes with 4 points and a steal. James Prescott finished with a 2-pointer. Amadou Diallo finished with 4 points. Odier Alonge, he finished with 4 points, 2 blocks, and a steal. Fawaz Shurakat finished with 3 points and an offensive rebound. Dinar Dempsey finished with an offensive rebound. Lane McVicker finished with a 3-pointer. Kashawn Ladd finished with a 3-pointer as well. That means a total of 8 different players scored a field goal, not just free throws, not just points, but a field goal in the first half. That does not happen very often. There's the Tritons at the line shooting, as we just saw Jamari McGee sink both of his shots right there. Matter of fact, that was Deuce Blake. My apologies. And for the Iowa Central Tritons, your scores and stats after the first half. Isaac Besh finished the first half with 3 points. Kyler Mathias finished with a steal. Jamari McGee finished with 2 points. Deuce Blake finished with 5 points, one of them being a 3-pointer and an assist. Makai Wilson finished with an assist. Darius Henderson finished with a block and a 3-pointer. Chris Dobar, he finished with 9 total points, an assist, and an offensive rebound. And then Donovan Pointer finished with a 3-pointer and a steal. As you can tell, not a lot of stats over on the Iowa Central Tritons side.
Big steal right there for the Tritons.
Yeah, that was another solid one. Deuce Blake has started this second half off well, and now Isaac Besh with a 3-pointer. There you go. That's Besh's first 3-pointer. Isaac Besh had 2 personal fouls very early on, and he had to sit a lot of that first half out because of that. We cannot lose him. He gets to 5 personal fouls, and he sits the rest of the game. And really, he's the only main starter that we have back playing this game, Rusty.
Yeah, it's they're coming out of the locker room, and they're really pushing this, not allowing that uncontested 3-point shot anymore.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Nice stop there from Donovan Pointer. Now, besides Isaac Besh, the only other guy that you could say as a starter on the team that's active today would be Jamari McGee, who has developed himself into a starter. Didn't start as one, but he's been a very solid player for the Tritons as well. Tritons showing a lot of youth in today's contest.
Yeah, the injury bug has bitten and bitten hard.
Yeah. 43-29 score now. And I get it. It's getting later into the season. These guys have been playing ball since early November, maybe even late October. I have November 1st was their first contest, but if you can include preseason, then yes, in late October. 43-29, it's a 14-point lead for those Reivers, as the Reivers are showing the royal blue colorway today. The Tritons are rocking the all gray. As they're moving on offense from left to right on your video screen. Missed jumper there. Besh.
I think that one touched every bit of paint on that rim.
Yeah. It certainly did. There you go. Nice 3-pointer deep. That time from the 0, Rob Sanders, who leads them with 17 points now in total. 46 now to 29. Moving forward, just a quick in transition 2-pointer. Floater is what the Tritons tried. Nothing there. Trying to look if I see any huge differences from the style of play for the Tritons. I haven't pinpointed anything yet for certain. Still a little early here. There's another 3. Rob Sanders back-to-back 3-pointers. 49-29. Tritons get back to it on offense. Rolling right, looking up. And the move inside. Kick to the corner. Shot goes up. It's missed right there. Rebounding comes in. Here's Sanders, who tries to feed another outside, and he gets it to go. Sanders has attributed to all 9 points now. Oh, my goodness. It was Max Powell, by the way, that had that last one. Coach Haley going to call for his first timeout of the second half. 52-29, in which was just a 12-point game. It has gotten back to being a 23-point game. Rough start of the second half here for the Tritons, Rusty.
Yeah, the Iowa Central came out, and they were doing a really good job of contesting all of those threes that were Iowa Western was putting up, and they kind of got away from that. Yep. And that's what's allowed Iowa Western to really increase this lead.
Tritons, they're going to have a lot to fall back on heading into the rest of the ball game. We'll be right back to resume the play-by-play after the conclusion of this timeout right here on Triton Nation. Back to it we go here. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you for all the action today. Tritons find themselves in a hole here. Sorry, Rusty, what were you saying there?
No, I was just going to say big shout out to Anthony Vasquez, our producer here today.
Oh, yes. Anthony providing all of the camera work for today. Couldn't do without you. Appreciate it, Anthony. Moving forward, once again, score 52-29. The move inside. Oh, man. Going back to the Tritons. Looks like a missed opportunity as it was sent out of bounds. Tritons going to get the ball back with 16 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the second half. You know, I feel like they're still in their pregame ritual. Still warming up, trying to find something to go their way. And when you can't get in your routine, it's really hard to play basketball.
And that's where those injuries have really hurt, you know, because now you've got some of your key guys out. Where do you go next, you know?
Yeah.
Just trying to find that rhythm.
And Deuce Blake right there with the three-pointer. Oh, no. Hovering violation in the paint. It's going to be called against Deuce Blake. Now, you can't spend those 6 seconds in the paint there, especially if you're uncontested as a defender. So he'll get called for it right there. The move inside, the pump fake, and the finish. That one for Lane McVicker. 54-32. Corner three for the Tritons is good. Isaac Besh for three. Assisted from Jamari McGee.
And Isaac Besh has had some games where he's really kind of came on hitting those threes like crazy.
Yeah.
They really need him to kind of start hitting those again.
And it's good he's back now, ever since he's been subbed out. So he'll need a big game moving forward here. 54-35 a score, 15 minutes to play here in the second half. Going by 20-minute halves here down in Hodges Fieldhouse for this big ICAC rivalry game. You know, I'm trying to count up these stats here. I have just 3 assists in total the Tritons have, as we're now 25 minutes into game time already. Got to find a way to spread the rock around. But I guess really that does fall back into the routine thing again. There's Deuce Blake, who makes his first. He'll have one more. We'll go ahead and make his second. Deuce Blake cuts the lead closer to 17 points, 54-37. Reivers with the ball and the lead, moving from right to left on your video screen. Nice stutter step before just letting it breathe outside. Here's Max Polk with it as he moved back out with his left, finding their way towards McVicker. And this is great ball movement. Everyone's getting their hands on the ball. And the cut inside to finish in the lane. It's Max Polk getting the finish. What they did such a good job of doing right there is Iowa Western's textbook offense is they really like to run along that perimeter outside and do those backhanded handoffs and those kicks to the corners right there, faking the handoff. Well, that time they faked the handoff, and instead of kicking to the corner, kept it for himself, and he scored. That was Max Polk with the last one. 56-37, here come the Tritons. Matthias moves inside, works it back out to Besh. Besh rolls right, looks up, looks up, looks up. Finds that feed inside. Here he comes with the finish. Deuce Blake. Now, he didn't get that first one to fall, but it's all about those second chance points. Deuce Blake. Nice rebound, nice finish. 56-39, a floater, no good. Deuce Blake brings down the rebound. He's on all ends of the floor today. Jamari McGee now. Oh, let's see the call. Waiting for the call. Foul called on Diallo. You see Coach Helly out there wanting the foul coming on the floor, saying his leg was extended.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting ready to take that shot when the whistle was blown, but
yeah, close. 56-39. And, you know, that's the thing. Once again, as we've preached before, there's a steal. And a one-on-one fast break, picks it up. Move back inside for McVicker. Oh, there's another steal. That time it's for the Tritons. Isaac Besh moves inside. Well, what I was about to add on to that is that's sometimes just the game of basketball. Calls don't go your way, and you just have to find a way to get back to it. A deep three-point shot, no good, off for Donovan Pointer. Reivers get it back, 13-10, or 13 minutes, 10 seconds remain in this second half. The move outside. You can follow their passes by their head movement, where the ball's going, and one.
And one on that one.
Max Polk coming alive. And Polk will have one at the free throw line. Had a nice roller, sunk in. That's another three-point play for Max Polk. 59-39, back to a 20-point lead, largest we've seen, 22. Here's Matthias with the ball. Moves inside. Donovan Pointer kicks out along the wing. And a pull-up jumper for three is off. In transition, they're going to stop their drive inside and just hold on, wait for everyone to evaluate, set their feet. Calling for the play. Here's Max Polk moving to his left. Back outside to the corner, hitting the baseline. Nice defensive effort that time from the Tritons. Picked him up on all ends of the floor, leading to a defensive rebound. Cash it in for three. Let's do it. Matthias just can't get the finish, but looks like it was the last touch by the Reivers. It'll stay with the Tritons. Last touched by Alonge. (59-39). 12 minutes, 7 seconds to play in this second half. This game has gone by really quick, Rusty.
It has. This one went really fast. Hasn't been a lot of timeouts taken. Oh,
foul beyond three-point line. There you go.
Looked like it was. Yep. That's going to bring him to the line.
It's foul on Lane McVicker. Here is your foul update. Tritons have 6 on their side. That takes them into the bonus. And the Reivers have 3 going for their side, halfway there into the bonus. Matthias first makes it. And that's his first basket for today. He's got 2 more to shoot. Oh, they call his foot on the line? Or did I miss out on one? Looks like caught his foot on the line. 59-41, getting back to it here. Reivers still going around that brim. Shot up, off the glass, it's good. That time it's James Prescott with the finish. 61-42. Inside and out. Shot up with his left, no good. With an offensive rebound. That's the second time we've seen that this half. Deuce Blake with another offensive rebound and a putback layup. 61-44. Picking up the screen and working outside now. Here's the switch. Tyrell Branch goes to Polk. And off the glass, it's good. (63-44). Comes Branch, and keeps it with his right. Besh moves inside, loses the ball. There's a steal. I'm going to give that one to Polk. You can maybe argue for that last one between him and McVicker. James Prescott moves it back towards the logo. Now we're seeing a lot of pick and rolls in this offense, Rusty. And an underhook layup, really athletic finish at the rim. And the Tritons have really laxed up on defense, 65-44.
Yeah, they need to get in and start getting under that paint and grabbing those rebounds and contesting every single shot. And there's a good, oh, thought that one was going to be a real nice
Close.
distance two.
Very close. Just off the hash. Exactly 10 minutes to go for the rest of this second half and the rest of this ball game. 65-44. Shot up near the free throw line, and this is a shooting practice now for the Reivers, making it everywhere.
I don't know, they must have brought a lucky rabbit's foot because everything's falling for them boys.
I know. 67-44. Sounds like Surikit was the last on that foul. The 5 on the floor for the Tritons. Tyrell Branch is on the floor with Deuce Blake, Darius Henderson, Isaac Besh, and Kyler Matthias. Here's Matthias now moving inside. Had a half spin before going full. Here's Tyrell Branch now with a feed. Had to just pull the trigger with that closing second on the shot clock. And a defensive hold against the Tritons, going back to the Reivers. That's the 4th team foul against the Tritons now, 4 in favor of the Reivers. 67-44. Nice. Nice finish. Just great work. I think that play could sum up the whole day for the Tritons men's team. And now a charge on the other end.
A little tangled up there.
69-44. This is now the largest lead we've seen for the Reivers today.
You had mentioned, Hank, earlier that, you know, the Iowa Central Tritons were really doing very well, and this is not the same team we've been watching.
No. You know, of course, like we've mentioned a few times before in this broadcast, is they're without so many key players like today. Let me just read off a list of guys that are key players that usually are in the lineup that are not in the lineup for today. Kevin Taylor, Cole Tunender, Miles Fant. Makai Wilson just got back home for the first time in some time. He's been out with an injury. But those three alone, out for, this game today, it's just a bad timing that all those guys were out at the same time. 69-44, tried to go down for that steal, and then a finish for the 21, Denair Dempsey. 71-44. There's the 8th team foul now against the Reivers. Tritons going to the line to shoot with Deuce Blake. And makes his first. Deuce, he's had a solid performance today. Before this second free throw there, his stats go as follow. He's got a total of, I have 16 points. Here's another free throw, and I'll stay at 16. But he also has 2 assists, 2 offensive rebounds, and 2 steals. 71-45. 7:55 remains. Here's a shuck before slinging back in. Wow. 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 And that's all I got.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all you can say to that is wow.
And that was the 10, Amadou Diallo. And a steal that time goes in favor of Kashawn Ladd, who had the first basket. He opened with a three-pointer. Since then, he's been quiet. That's his first stat since that very first offensive play for the Reivers. 73-45. While we wait for the ball to get back in play here, I'm going to take a look at the Iowa Central men's schedule moving forward. Their next matchup going to be against Dakota County Technical College, going to be on the road. Then the Tritons will be, as of right now, I have at Southwestern, but I believe that's going to be changed.
No, I believe that the men's Southwestern team is still playing their season. I believe, yeah.
Okay, so that'll be on the road. And then the Tritons will be back home against Northeast Community College. That's on January 25th. 73-45. Tritons with a take inside before backing off. And one thing I love to see, the band and the cheerleaders still loud, still proud, cheering on the Tritons. Despite the large deficit, got to let the shot fly now. Under the backboard, going back to the Reivers. Max Polk. It's the work around the perimeter. Kashawn Ladd finds it over now, looking over for Polk. Polk gets it back for James Prescott. Prescott. Oh, man, nice steal from the other end, taking it coast to coast. Can't get the finish. Deuce Blake, he picked up another steal there. Try to go to the corner. Ooh. They're saying a hand must have touched there. Otherwise, that would have been called for a double dribble there. 5 minutes and 55 seconds remain in the second half here. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil with you today for your doubleheader commentary on Triton Nation. Here's the feed inside, up and off, but he got the rebound back. And the Tritons steal it away.
You know, the Tritons are doing really well at rebounding that defensive shot, you know.
Yeah, you know, and we've seen a lot of solid plays come off of free throws as well. There are certainly a handful of good things we're seeing today. I'm impressed by the guys that have stepped up today, like, for instance, Deuce Blake, a guy that doesn't get as much playing time as he has today. He's leading them. He's leading the Tritons in points as well as steals right now. Really impressed by his play. Overall, though, a game that they're just going to have to learn from and build off of.
And this is, a great opportunity for a player like Deuce that, he's only a freshman. you know, and next year he's going to get a lot more playing time, especially after playing as well as he has today.
Yeah, certainly. A nice feed inside. Let's see it.
Hank, I want to throw out a reminder that Wednesday, right here on the Triton Nation Network, you can watch the Iowa Central Wrestling, men's wrestling, take on Iowa Lakes. So that'll be a big matchup. Of course, they just had a big win today.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. National duels title. It's probably been 2 hours now, but we had that announced live, and there was a huge eruption in the crowd here in Hodges Fieldhouse in Fort Dodge. Congratulations once again to the men's team. 73-45. 4:45 remains in the second half. As that's a foul on Sherratt. There's Darius Henderson going to the line. Tritons are in the bonus. They're a foul away from being in the double bonus. Henderson makes his first. Henderson's next. Up and in. 73-47. Coach Helly calls for a timeout. How about we take it with him? We'll be right back in just a little bit on your home of Triton Sports right here on Triton Nation. Back to the play-by-play we go. Hank Ambrose, Rusty McNeil with you for today's contest. Triton's in the single bonus, a foul away from being in the double bonus. Currently the score is 73-47. Here are the Reivers with the ball. Just complete dominance by them today. I think overall it's a mixture of the Tritons not getting in a rhythm on offense, as well as that the Reivers just had such a hot streak at the beginning of the game that put the Tritons in the dumps. That is no excuse to not battle back, of course, but the Tritons have also been without three very key players that they use for each varsity game, and looking at it right now, this might be just one of those games to put up in the shelves and move forward.
And it also just seems like every time they've taken a shot at that with the three-pointers, and there Iowa Central with a three-pointer.
There you go.
But the Reivers just hitting every one of these threes, and it's amazing.
It is, yeah, fantastic. They're getting and ones to go. Nothing is really going wrong for this men's team for the Reivers. And maybe to mention that part of the reason why they're playing so well today is they're upset that the girls had lost from earlier.
Yeah,
upset
that
win.
was quite the win for the Iowa Central women's team, taking down the Reivers. Trying to remember the end of that game. I believe it was it 68-47, I believe?
I got it somewhere here.
You keep better notes than I do.
I have 76-68.
70. Okay, there we go. See, a lot better notes than I do.
There's Henderson for three. Had one a moment ago. That one just off. Here's another thing I'd like to add for the Reivers on offense is they have not changed their offense at all. They have not tried anything new, really. Still just using that circle offense where they just try to confuse you over at the head of the base. But other than that, you know, I mean, part of me wants to say I like that. They're keeping the pedal on the gas, but also part of me is kind of like, try something new, you know, maybe a trick play, maybe something else, something to kick you out to the corner or something.
What's that old saying? If it ain't broke?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is right. The move inside, a finish. There's Deuce Blake. $77-52 is the score. And Hodges Fieldhouse, here's the move inside. Oh.
What a move right
goodness.
there. What a move.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
That's something he's not going to want to see in the film room tomorrow.
No. Yeah. I know I'm commentating, but no commentary for that one. That was fantastic. Fantastic. 79-52, and now Iowa Western to call in for a timeout. More than likely to sub in some of their depth players, some of their younger units, to see what they can do against this varsity side for the Iowa Central Tritons. Just a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it right here. Some new faces on the floor for the Reivers. Let's see here. Well, remaining on the floor, I see James Prescott is still out there. Number 5 is on the floor, Arthur Wyatt. I have number 11, Hassan Massenberg. Number 10 with the ball right now, Amadou Diallo, he stays in. And finally, 21, Danier Dempsey stays in as well, their big man for the Reivers, who's actually even a starter. 1:35 remains in the second half, just 4 on the shot clock. They're yelling at him, gotta let it go, and a steal in the hands of Besh. Deep three. Off the side of the backboard, going back to the Reivers. They head moving. The same unit running that offense. Now this is that time to keep with that same offense. Looks like more subs are soon to come in. Exactly 1 minute to go for the rest of this game. 8 seconds on the shot clock. These guys are letting it milk out. Here is the spin. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And the feed to the corner. Deep three. Along the collarbone, it's good. Isaac Besh, nothing but net.
And Besh just wasn't able to get open for most of these threes today.
Oh, yeah.
But he's generally a pretty good three-point shooter. And if he'd had more opportunities, I think the score may have been a little different.
Certainly. I mean, technically he'll still finish with 4 3-pointers today because he had 3 3-point baskets that went through, and then he had a shooting foul where he got to shoot 3 free throws.
Yes.
So
that was the one where they almost tackled him over on the corner there.
Yeah.
I think Coach Montalto would have been proud of that over there.
Yeah. I see he came.
Yeah, Coach Montalto was here today with Brent Nelson, the rugby coach. There was a lot of teams here today. They still are.
And that's the usual environment here in Hodges Fieldhouse that I love about Iowa Central. Everyone coming out to support everyone, partaking in something, volunteering, and it's the volleyball girls that are doing the concession stands today, so it's everyone all year round. I love that.
And, of course, volleyball had an amazing season this year as well.
Yeah.
You know, sports here at Iowa Central has been a big thing. Great coaches, great teams.
Very blessed to have what we have here at Iowa Central. There's the final score, ticking to the very end, 81-57. How about we just read off the stats really quickly here. Rob Sanders, he's going to finish with 21, a total of 5 3-pointers for him. Max Polk, he's going to finish with a total of 9 14, 15. I got 17 for Max Polk. Rich Brooks finishes with 4 points and a steal. James Prescott finishes with 4 points and an assist. Amadou Diallo finishes with 6. Odier Olange, he finishes with 4 points, 2 blocks, and a steal. Fawaz Sharakat finishes with 3 points and an offensive rebound. Denier Dempsey finishes with 4 points and an offensive rebound. And then Lane McVicker, finishes with 5 points, a steal. And Kashawn Ladd finishes with 3 points and a steal as well. For the Iowa Central Tritons, Isaac Besh finishes with 12 and 2 steals. Kyler Mathias finishes with 2 points and a steal. Jamari McGee finishes with 2 points and an assist. Deuce Blake finishes with 18 points. He also had 3 offensive rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. Makai Wilson finishes with an assist. Darius Henderson finishes with 8 points and a block. Chris Dobar, he finishes with 9 points, an assist, an offensive rebound, and a steal. And Donovan Pointer finishes with 3 points and a steal. Overall, still a great day to watch. Triton sports for the girls got a huge upset over the #1 Iowa Western Reivers girls team. The guys had a lot of injuries heading into the game today. I don't think for an instant, a single time during the boys' game, the ball fell their way. They struggled throughout the whole contest, but otherwise still great to root on the Tritons today. Rusty, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, it's just going to be, it's coming down to basically all of the injuries for the Triton men, and they'll be back. They'll be back, and hopefully they can finish up the season with that big push that they've had just here recently in the last few weeks.
Certainly, and one loss is not the end of the world, and once again, it's better to have this at the beginning or even halfway through the season than at the very end of the season.
Yep. Got to get hot at the right moment.
That's exactly right, which can certainly come for the Tritons moving forward. Otherwise, that's going to do it for us today. Rusty, I'd like to thank you for joining me for the commentary. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming and doing this. You do a fantastic job for us here at Iowa Central. Also want to throw out a big thank you to Anthony Vasquez for doing our producing today, and thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Anthony. Otherwise, that's going to be it from us up in the booth. Hank Ambrose and Rusty McNeil signing off. Till next time, you've tuned into all of your Iowa Central action right here on Triton Nation.